No, I told you that was a reason.
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the football pass, the game pass. You have it on renewal, automatic renewal.
Okay. Yes. So this is kind of sad, really, but it is what it is. So I have the what do you call that? The fucking game day. What is it called? Sunday ticket. I have the Sunday ticket. And so for those who don't know what the fucking Sunday ticket, which I have a feeling many of you do not, that is basically a service you pay for. You get to see all the Sunday games except for the Sunday night game. No Monday night, no Thursday night. Basically, you get to see all the normal 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock games.
That sounds like the low tier, though.
That's pretty much the package. The fucking NFL divvies their shit up, bro. And by the way, there are games that are blacked out for me because it says if you're in Florida, you should be able to see on local TV the Jacksonville Jaguars or Tampa Bay game or whatever the case may be. You know, so and same reason why the other games are blacked out because those are on regular TV. So in all, there's usually about maybe 10 to 12 games total that I can watch, which is not bad considering there's only like 16 games normally. But anyway, so the way I've been doing it, and I realize now that I'm probably outing myself, and if someone from DirecTV is listening or whatever, they're probably going to hang me out to dry here. But the package itself normally is $200 for the season. And, you know, you can pay for $50 a month, whatever the case may be. So there's a deal.
The whole DLC.
There's a deal where you can actually get it if you're a college student for half price. It ends up being $100 for the season, $25 a month, blah, 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 blah. Of course, we had a college student here, a certain gentleman by the name of Nicholas Rodriguez. And so I told him, I need your email, sir.
About time that he paid due. I mean,
I agree.
You're a college level. It's time for us to exploit you. Not like university and student loans are going to explode you.
Yeah, they're going to seriously. Yeah. So anyway, I wasn't trying to renew this year. I assumed they were going to run the thing because it uses the email. And if it gets back something, I assume it gets back something and go, oh, this is not, you're no longer or whatever.
Well, he hasn't so that's how they know.
Yeah. So he hasn't been in college in a while. He finished last year. So I was okay, I'm probably going to
just retain his email though.
Well, I mean, it's the college email, right? So it's like it should disconnect at some point. It's no longer part of whatever. Evidently, they haven't done that yet. And well, my renewal came in and it automatically charged, and I saw. I was like, oh, nice, $29 something, whatever the price is with tax and all that shit. And I was like, all right, I guess they still have his thing there, and whatever. So yeah, man, that's they're lost, right? They're lost.
I was to say there's nothing sad about that. If anything, that is that is a very smart move that should be honestly published, because like I might not know a lot about football, but if there's something that I have been ingrained from football fans to me is the fact that the NFLs are greedy fucks.
Oh my God, dude. It's ridiculous.
Times 11.
Absolutely ridiculous. It's like, this makes no damn sense. But it is, I have the NFL, it's funny because I have several packages that include something of the NFL, but not everything, because it's like, it cannot for whatever reason, cannot step over each other. You know what I mean? It can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, come on,
Like at this point, the NFL it's a cartel, basically.
It's Disney. It's the Disney of sports. I mean, I think I would venture out to say that. Some may argue that that FIFA is probably a bigger thing, but they are also.
You know
what I mean?
I mean,
I know they're a bigger. Yeah, I know they're a bigger thing worldwide.
This is just the U.S. chapter of FIFA.
True, but we're talking about multi-billionaires who own each team. I don't know. I guess that would be the case because Manchester United is probably a really fucking expensive whatever. So yeah, I take it back. FIFA is definitely probably has more money running in it. You know what I'm saying? Just the money that's running in it through it
Just by
all.
brute force.
Just just by being across the world and everything. It just but there's so many teams that are from countries that are not as well to do as whatever. So sometimes I wonder how much money is actually flowing here. When you think that the lowest team in the NFL is still $1 billion business, you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah.
The California Raisins.
The California Raisins.
That's an NFL team, right? I nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, see, I know a little bit of on Major League Baseball.
The California Raisins, I believe, are a band that was the Claymation band.
The Claymation man.
You remember the California Raisins? I used to love them for.
Oh yeah,
for Christmas or whatever they had. They used the Christmas. What the hell did they call it? Claymation Christmas or some shit like that. And
I do remember the California Raisins Christmas spooktacular. Not spectacular.
Oh my God, we are so old, bro. Just letting you know that. Like the other day, I was just like, my sister, she just turned a certain age. I won't out her here what age is here,
but turned an age.
Yeah, but she's close to my age, you know what I mean? And I was just like, and so I'm like, hey, happy whatever. And I'm like, or this one? Because I'm not really sure what it is. And she's like, no, it's this one. And I'm like, because I judge it based on, just how you know. And I judge it based on my age and everything. And I was way off of my age. I was like, holy crap, am I going to be 46? And she just messaged me back, dying laughing, like, yep, always ahead of me.
You're like Joey. God, why? God, why? We had a deal.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Okay, here's the test to demonstrate how old we are. Ready?
Oh, okay.
After these messages...
We'll be right back.
There you go.
Oh my God. I wonder how many people don't know what that's even from.
No. And if you don't know,
please drop a message in the comments, because I am so curious anybody else is aware of where that's. I just find it amazing that you and I, we have, obviously we're Puerto Rican, and we have our love for games, but outside of that, you were born and mostly raised in Puerto Rico, and I was born in Louisiana, lived in Hawaii for a couple of years, and then went to New York, and then I was there for most of my life, young life, listening to fucking hip hop, and I hated fucking other music, and it was all about just completely two different people, but we bring up that Saturday morning jingle.
Yes.
Suddenly we have common ground that I just never knew was there. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh, it's Saturday. Yeah. Saturday morning
Saturday,
cartoon.
I want to say it was ABC.
Bring
it was
ABC
Saturday morning, whenever it went to fucking commercial.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, don't ask me what cartoons were playing, because I don't remember.
Oh, I don't know either. I don't know what was what. I only remember
Danger Mouse.
Oh my God, Danger Mouse. Damn.
Danger Mouse was Nickelodeon.
Mine just
blew up on the side. You didn't expect that. A Danger Mouse reference. I don't think you can find that on the internet.
I don't think so either. Well, I do know you can find intros, and I have spent hours in that particular rabbit hole. I'm just looking up Saturday morning cartoon intros because I was looking for a specific song, and then suddenly I found it, and then I realized not only did I find that, every Saturday morning cartoon is here for me to see, and it became a thing for a couple weekends where I was just looking it up. But yeah, man, don't go down that rabbit hole. I've been there. Oh. You don't get out easily. Trust me.
I was just about. I almost said it like favorite Saturday morning cartoon, and go like it didn't matter.
Jesus, there's a few of them. Favorite Saturday. I mean, God.
I'll tell you mine.
Saturday morning. Go ahead.
I'll tell you mine. Mask.
Oh, I remember Mask. Yes.
Crusaders,
looking overtime, fighting crime. Secret Raider. Oh my God, dude, that was.
I knew the lyrics before I knew what the hell they meant.
Yes. No, I
That's how
remember
it
that.
was. That's how
See,
it
the
was.
problem is, I remember also watching Disney Afternoon or afternoon cartoons. So a lot of
Oh,
my history is mixed. Like I knew Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for instance, was on the week and also came to the weekend. Uh,
oh, yeah.
one of my so I would tell you my favorite. My favorite is easily, and now that I think about it, really sit and think about it, The Real Ghostbusters. That was a show that I
The real
absolutely loved straight up
Ghostbusters.
and down.
Yes.
Uh, and I was okay with the Slimer and The Real Ghostbusters. Like, all right, well, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But
That's
the
when it started
original
getting.
OG, yeah, used to have references to the film, which blew my mind, bro. Just like it would be like Egon speaking to somebody, whatever, and then Winston will go, "Oh, so you mean like another big Twinkie?" And I was like, "That's from the
Yes.
movie, guys. That's from the movie. You don't understand." You know what I mean? And no, it would go over people's heads. I'm like, you fucking ingrates. How do you not know this? So yeah.
That's
Anyway,
hilarious. Yeah, that was a very good one too.
that's probably my favorite right there. But I know there was a bunch of other stuff that would pop up. Nothing that comes to mind. I remember Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf when I was much younger was one of my
Oh,
favorites. And
never.
also wanted to be a Teen Wolf, believe it or not. At some point, I was just like, how do you do this? How do you become a Lycan? But anyway,
I was never into teen. Like I don't. That's not my memory. I mean, my memory is like the base. You got Mask. You got Transformers. Because actually, my dad liked the Transformers. So that was and
remember the
that was
GoBots?
me.
You probably remember the GoBots.
I
Do you remember?
remember the
You remember the
GoBots.
GoBots?
Yeah, the discount Transformers. I remember
Yes,
the GoBots.
yes. They
Has
were
so
this
many
now.
GoBots, bro. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they were this. I
I
had
didn't
more
have a
GoBots
lot
than
of
Transformers, believe it or
Transformers.
not. Yeah.
And I had a lot of
I
fucking
had
GoBots.
Soundwave, which I was always excited about,
Oh,
but I
Sam, you
never
had the
got the
best.
cassette that became the
I
dog.
had
I
the
always got the
cassettes. I had the cassette. Some bigger kid handed it down to me, and I was so excited to have the cassette. But I didn't have Soundwave.
I had the cassette, but I didn't. I have the one. I guess it comes with them, if I remember correctly. But it was the bird, not the dog. And I thought the dog looked so cool. You know what I mean? But I never had the fucking cassette.
I
And I'm
think I
pretty
have
sure
both, bro. I think we should have
yeah,
we
you
should have
see,
met back
another
then.
bridge, bro, that we didn't know. Yeah,
I had the cassettes, and you had
I had
Soundwave.
Soundwave. Yeah.
Soundwave was my favorite Transformer.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yes.
He was that right hand man that was quiet, didn't say much, even though he's called Soundwave. But he never failed. Like really think about it. He never failed on his whatever mission he had to go. Everybody else was failing all the fucking time. The
No,
fucking
fucking
sound screen was a
Starscream.
fucking star screen or
Yeah,
sky screen?
Starscream.
Star screen.
Yeah.
The jet, yeah, that dude was
Yeah.
failing all the fucking time. You know what I mean? It's like, how are you still? Why do we? If I was the villain, and I was always a fan of it. If I was the villain, like, I think I need to put Soundwave in charge more often because clearly,
Yes.
Starscream is
He's just a goof.
he's the weakest link.
He's always messing up,
Yeah. But anyway, welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, of course, as you know, aka Mad Dog, and that, my fellow Transformer GoBot having friend, is David, aka Dream Twister, and this is the real episode 329 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG! Go bots. That's what GG stands for. Go bots.
Oh, nice. I'm realizing there's a lot we can do with this acronym.
True. Yes. True.
Yeah. So, sir, how are you?
How many stuff do we? How many things we could do with GG?
I mean, a lot. I mean, we already call it geriatric gamers. I mean, because we know that's happening.
Geriatric gamers.
Soon.
Yeah.
Let me tell you,
the gamer group.
Yeah, the moment I have. Well, actually, I guess I already have AARP. You know what? We're geriatric gamers. There we go.
There you go. Get off our lawn and meet us online.
Yeah, here you go. Sir, how are you? How you been this week so far?
It's been a good week. Of course, when you take everything related to work, you might say it's been a great week. It has been a very active. Well, maybe not very active, but I am happy that I went to the gym one time.
See, you're ahead of me, bro. You're ahead of me. I need to do it.
I'm taking it slow. I'm taking it easy because let me tell you, last time or one of the times that I remember that I hadn't gone for the gym for the longest time, and I went with my wife for the first time. Actually, I think we were going together, and I'm going there, and I'm trying to show off a little bit and try to remember where I left off almost a year before.
Whoa.
That was not a good idea. Dude,
No.
I did biceps for 3 weeks. I could not feel my arms, or actually, I could very well feel them. That was the only thing that I felt of my body because they hurt so bad. So I was like,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those things, especially if you haven't done. Like I will be taking it so slow.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
first,
Just
I do
cardio.
want I
Take it
do want to
easy.
do yeah I do want to get into the cardio running because I don't
Well,
like there's
you have a
breathing
thing to
involved.
prepare to.
Yeah. But I also because it's a what do you call it? One of those
It's the mud run with
yeah.
obstacles.
Obstacle course. Thank you. I was trying to think of the obstacle. It was because it has obstacles and stuff like that. I need to, need to work on certain, part to be able to fucking, pull up and get myself up onto something.
Shit, when is that again?
Um,
I kind of need to join you.
December. It's literally I think the day before my birthday. December 3rd.
So you're planning on not having a birthday, and
The
you just want to
I
end it
mean
right
no.
there.
That mean to me it's like a gift, something to look forward to, something, and then I can
Yeah,
get into
those are
my
fun.
birthday feeling good that I've accomplished
Mhm.
something like that, and yeah, looking forward to it. I look forward. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time listening, first I need you to go to goodgame.rocks, join the conversation there. That, of course, takes you right to our Facebook group. And of course, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. What we
Podcast.
normally do is first we go into what we have been up to, move on into various news items, and then, of course, we finish with our wonderful hot topic of the week. This week's hot
This week,
topic: Call of Duty Tug of War.
that's the new one, right? That's the new
That's
announcement for this year. That's
It
what they're
is.
calling it,
It
right?
is. It's literally two armies, right? One on the other, one side of the ravine, the other one on the other side of the ravine, and they have these cables,
Uh,
and then just pull, right? They just pull, and then
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
You won't be able to play like if you it's like if you own the Xbox version of it, you can only play against Nintendo and
yep.
against Sony. Actually, not Nintendo. Fuck Nintendo.
I was
Against
gonna
Sony,
say,
vice
I thought
versa.
I heard a partnership with
I,
Nintendo, but maybe I misheard. No. Seriously, the tug of war really is. If you haven't heard, and it's sort of an interesting news piece, and we'll get more into it later on, but. As you know, as many know, Microsoft has purchased or are in the process of completing a purchase of Activision Blizzard. That, of course, includes many IP, but the major IP and the one that obviously concerns Sony the most is Call of Duty, which easily is, I think, clearly, played more on PlayStation. Just out of numbers alone, just the fact that how many consoles are out there and stuff like that, it's just easy to assume that it's more on PlayStation anyway. But of course, such an what's his name, Phil Spencer has gone on record saying, "Oh, it's going to be there. Don't worry about it. We don't want to take things away from gamers and stuff like that." Lo and behold, something has happened, and apparently there is a time limit. Whether it extends past that time limit, we don't know, but there is one. That said, I don't want to spoil anything else as far as the hot topic, so we'll punt that to the end of the show and speak about it later. But first, we have to start with what we have been up to. Mr. Dream Twister, what you been doing, sir?
mm-hmm.
What you been doing?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Mm-hmm.
see. I have
If you hear a blender happening, apologies, people. My
oh
wife is blending something up there.
oh, I thought you were preparing drinks
No,
now.
no.
Drinks was like, oh shit, all right. That works. Uh no man, nothing new to report. I'm still going at it in Elden Ring. Admittedly not as heavy and hard as I was doing on the second playthrough. The first playthrough it was fun because it was just us together and it was kind of like, we were just wanting to almost be on the same level when we were playing. Um, the second time, I was heavy on it because I was just having like way too much fun, and like having recently played it, on the first go around, uh, and having min max my second playthrough, I was like super killing machine, and it felt good. It was like I pretty much destroyed that the game on the second playthrough. um, this third time, I decided to do play very differently.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm trying to do a I'm working on a build that is based on the Frenzy Flame.
Mhm.
It has been very fun, but it's not as easy and as painless as you
As you were
know
hoping. No, I'm just kidding.
as the second playthrough. Yeah, because the fact of the second playthrough, I got the moon veil and min max all my other items to be around that, and it was over. And then forget it. The moment that I grabbed the rivers of blood, uh, katana, it was like it was really over. But you have to, the trick on it on those builds is knowing what items to put together, basically.
Mhm.
What sets to be like you want to make sure you're wearing the right type of armor that will allow you to have the right type of items so that you don't fat roll. uh and but and they can still give you, say if you're working towards you know building, what's it called, that blood damage, that that
Oh,
crit
bleed.
and
Mhm.
bleed, yeah. Building bleed damage, and you want to make it so that like if you meet max those things, you will become too powerful. You will become an unstoppable force. The Elden Ring will become an easy game, an easy mode right there. But you have to work for it. You have
Yeah,
to
I
work
was gonna
towards
say you got to earn it. Mhm.
it. Yeah, yeah. Um, with this particular build requires very specific items, and some of them are gained at the later stages of the game, and therefore I can feel myself getting more powerful, but I'm still not at the point that I could just one time any boss.
Mhm.
um like I think when I played the second time, like Renala was a freaking joke. Like I ended her before she could probably transform. uh on this time, I had to fight her at least like 5 or 6 times before I was able to get a good, a good
Handle.
lay of her fight. And
Mhm.
because the thing is, because I'm casting, it takes a little bit of time, and I haven't gotten that down perfectly. And I also don't have all the necessary um, incantations that will allow me to play that uh, that build efficiently. Like there's one type of flame incantation that is, it's basically your sniper rifle, and it is the thing that attacks enemies the farthest. Like it doesn't matter how far they are, and that will become very helpful and useful
Mhm.
on
I
some
can
boss
imagine.
fights.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because it's
Does it take
also
long to shoot though? Or
a little bit, but not that much. Not as much as the one that I'm using is the first one that I found, which is the Flame of Frenzy, with I just obviously I shoot that fire from my eyes. It's like an AOE
yeah, yeah.
in front of you, and if the enemy is around that, like it works great for groups, because you can destroy as many as you can catch with it. But fighting a single enemy, against it, it could be a little tricky sometimes, depending on the position.
See, I think about when I think of those builds, like I'm toying with the idea of going back. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to, bro. I'm not sure because even I mean I spent 140
You should
hours the
try
first
it. You
time.
should try it just for the sake of
I'm sure I will enjoy. I just don't know if I'm going to see it through, and that's the
right.
frustrating thing to me. You know what I mean? It's like you know me. I like to finish what I start. So, but with gaming, it's doesn't always happen. And so my concern is, so I start looking at all those builds, and the first thing I go is, okay, how will this handle against Malekith? Because that fucker right there
Yes.
is going to be a bitch. And if you are a caster and you need a little bit of time to cast or something like that, or you need distance, that fucker is going to be
Hmm.
non-compliant the entire time. He's going to move away when you want him to be close, and he's going to come right at you when you need him to be far. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he's quick and
Yeah.
huge, and has reach. You know what I mean? It's just he's the most annoying, I think, or one of the most. I'm not going to say the most annoying. I can't really think of it. Who would be the most annoying, but definitely another one. Yeah, but at least
Whatever
she's
is the
optional,
name.
right? You know what I mean? In the end, you
Yes.
can go, you know what? Fuck it. I don't need to really be here. But you can't say that with Malika. You want to beat the game. Yeah, that's the route. You know what I mean? So that's not my concern, but that's what I always wonder. Like with these other builds and with quality builds, I mean, in the end, it's almost as if yes, some are going to be much more difficult with a a dex or heavy build or strength build, but in the end, it's almost like they're catered to that anyway. So you're always you
Mhm.
almost guarantee to find the way around it. But I can see see myself falling into a hole where I'm like, okay, the level of errors in this battle has to be nil for me to really with this build. You know what I mean? And that's my concern.
First of all, and that's how you negate the game. You go because and it got patched and it's still obscene.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? The no, but hopefully by the time you get to fight Malekith, it's that's far enough into the game where your build should be solid no matter what type of build you're making.
Mhm.
No, unless you skip content. If you but you have that's what I'm saying. That the first playthrough is the only one that I will say, oh, this is the challenging one. Because you don't want to get spoiled. You don't want to you don't want to be told where to get or how to put together your character. You're just making your character. I mean, you started from that from that class that has nothing,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you
The
became the Elden
flesh.
Lord. That
Mhm.
that's something. A second playthrough and subsequence, you already passed that stage. Now you just want to just have fun, just destroying some fools, and and the the most the more fun is finding out, like, okay, let me see, what did I miss, or how much more interesting would this game be if I do this instead, of what I was worried about making better. The first playthrough is about making, it's you worrying about your choices, but you take that out of the equation and you just make something that the internet tells you, like, this is the ultimate. It just doesn't feel like work anymore. And granted, you could get bored. You it could be boring. So I understand when you say, I probably won't see it through. Like, I'm thinking,
Well, that's
even this.
kind of why I want to do New Game Plus. Though I've played some of the other ones on New Game Plus, at least started it, and realized like everybody goes, "Oh, but everybody's harder." I'm like, "Yeah, they're harder, but I'm
For you.
level something something." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It doesn't matter that they're harder if I'm still significantly above them, because I
Yeah.
remember I started the first Dark Souls over again in New Game Plus. And bro, before I knew it, I was already at Sin's Fortress.
And
And I was like, oh
Fortress,
shit.
yes.
And I mean that means I already went to Blythetown. I already went to,
Mhm.
whatever. And it was like that quick. And again, oh, but it's everybody's stronger. It's like, it doesn't matter. I'm still end game coming to the beginning. You know what I mean? So unless you 3 or 4 times more, it's not really moving the needle. Now I do know, obviously, I think you gain more souls as well, or I guess in
Yeah,
this
you
case,
do.
um,
You
uh,
do. You're
yeah,
you're paralleling going up with them, and some might say that, yeah, it's a new game plus, but the challenge is. I mean, I don't know about this. I don't tend to play new game plus, so I could be wrong for this assumption. But if you're that high level already from the beginning, at least half of the game will feel really easy.
pretty easy. Yeah. So what I was looking at, and I don't mean to derail your thing, but I just want to kind of give you my idea, and you can kind of tell me if this will be. I just need to be talked into it, bro. That's what I'm asking. So, um, what I'm thinking of doing is I wanted to know is like, how do I, 'cause obviously you can't. when you start the game over, you're gonna start if you don't change anything, you just basically gonna jump back with all the weapons you currently have. No items you have to, or special items. I think the special items you have to get again,
You're
but the
talking about New
weapons
Game
and
Plus.
new game plus, yeah. So I was like, okay, how do I do that so that I can be ready to be something else? And so the process, or I guess the way to do it, is to go first off, find out what it is you want to do,
Hmm.
what build, go get a crimson tier or whatever that is back to
Hmm.
Renala, and then adjust your stuff,
Yep.
save, and then do the new game plus. And then you start off with everything already ready for whatever build you're trying to do. So I was like,
Yep.
oh, well, that makes fucking sense. But again, I'm gonna, whatever build that is. I may not have the weapons. That's about the only thing I can think of, because not that I got rid of
But
any
you
weapons,
you you'll be
but
equipped enough to get them. You'll be
true. Yeah, yeah,
over
yeah. Exactly,
to
exactly.
get
Yeah.
them. Whatever you don't need, whatever you don't have. Also, there are parts of that game that you haven't seen, that you have not experienced, that
That's
I'm
the other
positive
thing.
you
Yeah,
haven't experienced.
yeah. I never went to
Margoth, no,
no.
Margoth. What's
Yeah,
his
I
name?
never went to the Margoth, the blood guy. And
Right.
then I never went to, what's her name? I never went to the Helix. I
Oh,
never
the
went
hell!
there.
Oh, that's right.
I never went there.
That's
Yeah.
right. The hell,
Um,
that's a chunk of the game
that's
too.
what I mean. We were there for a little bit. I think we were going to go, but
Uh-huh,
I think
uh-huh.
because we were playing co-op at that point, and because obviously we all finished the game at that point,
Yeah,
and we were heading there, and then something happened, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm putting the game away.
yeah, yeah.
So that was it.
You
And
had
that's why
already.
yeah, I was like, all right, never mind. I'm good. But it's still there. I got still have the save. So okay.
Oh, I don't like I mean, now that I'm replaying it, like I intend to revisit those worlds, because it feels it's part of it. It's just as much part as any other, and any other stage in the game. If I that I know about it, but like I don't intend on grabbing everything like I did on the second playthrough. Well, I didn't grab anything on the second playthrough, but I was actually making sure that I made a conscious effort of going through every cave that I discover, um, and playing the whole thing through. I might not do that this time. Who knows? I might get to the point where I'm like, okay, I think I'm fine, for now. Um, because this third time it feels like a little bit of the first time and the second time that I played. It feels, yes, I know what things are, but the way that my character I'm playing my character, it is somewhat different, that what I'm used to. So it's still it's still a challenge. And when you have already done that, uh when you're doing that for the third time, you kind of run out of surprises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
So that still remains, like that still remains my choice of my favorite game, and our choice of game of all time, which apparently wasn't like super popular among a few of our closest, I might say, but
Really?
still. Well, we had. I don't think. Okay, so I might have over said it. I don't think anybody said it doesn't deserve to be. It was more throwing a little bit of doubt of like, yeah, we're probably saying that because it's the freshest thing on our mind. It's like
Recency bias?
the
Yeah.
best experience. Yeah, yeah. Which could be.
To be fair, I
Could be
I
true,
would
yeah.
I would I mean I guess I can understand the criticism on that, but I would take a step back. Like when I put it away, that was back in March. I haven't touched it since. I've been
Mm-hmm.
wanting to. The desire is there. But I haven't touched it since. And I've played games since. And so I have like enough space away from it to say, yeah, that game is special. And then you just look outside of myself. Just the fact that I spent 100 something hours on something where most games that take me that long, I am or that take that long for me to play,
Yeah.
I am done at the 60, 70, 80 hour mark. It's like, no, I'm good. Look at fucking Persona 5. That's someone I was like, I'm
Yeah.
done. I don't want to play anymore. I'm done with this. This shit took me 140 something hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I pretty much loved it. There was a point. They became a small point where I was like, okay, remember because I was trying to get this guy to. I was like, let me see if I could just get through this. Um, and I got Dark to give me whatever. It didn't really speed up my process, so whatever. It is what it is. But still, like I said, most of the time, I have the feeling to move on, and I did it, man. We were all in. It was a movement.
Mhm.
Again, that's
Yeah.
that's the reason why I said I can't deny that being in it because for me and for you clearly, and for the other two who had it on their list, it was a movement. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So there's just no denying that that's that's an important game. And I mean, I look forward to seeing the game awards and all that stuff because it's going to be so ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's just like you already know. We all know what the answer is. We're just here because we want to see everything else. You know what I mean? Who was second? That's the Mike curious thing. Who else is being nominated? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Outside, but we know who's winning. And
Yeah.
so, and I would argue that that's the case at Dice Awards too, right? Because you see the Game Awards as that's like the
Yeah.
fucking
Choice Awards.
no the Game Awards. What do they compare it to? Like the MTV Awards.
MTV
You know what I
Awards.
mean? It's like and but Dice is like the real deal. The Golden Globes or the Oscars, and I can see it winning there too. There's just no doubt,
Yeah.
bro. There's no doubt. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And I want to see all the categories that it gets nominated because there's a lot of things that you know maybe not graphically me I don't expect, but like soundtrack it could be like
Yeah,
and
maybe.
by the way it's soundtrack is available now on all streaming well not all streaming services but the major famous streaming services like Spotify will have it. If you want to listen to it.
I do. I have
Um,
it.
but yeah, it is it's the game that's holding me, but I haven't I haven't been putting the hours that I put out the first time. I think it says between these 2 weeks, Steam says that I put 35 hours.
Okay.
Decent, Then the other one I'm not gonna spend much time because I just put it there for funsies. That's Dirt Rally 2. I like those games. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why because it's not like I watched rally races on TV. I just like going fast. That's it. It's like pretending I'm driving and having that loose sense of control where it's like, yeah, I'm kind of controlling you, but I know that if I mess up the control, my car, like the tailpipe of my car is gonna be in the front seat, or um, still fun, to mess around with. I have a commentary,
Oh boy.
and that is I am very, very disappointed in this generation's game controllers, the game pads.
Oh.
What the hell have been going on with this particular generation's gamepad, bro? I already broken 3. And it's not like yes, I have a Gorilla Grodd grip. I understand
You
that.
must,
I
bro,
have a
because
GGG, a Gorilla
you if
Grodd.
you were to look at my controllers, you'd be like, "Have you even used these?" You know what I mean? It's like, yes, I do,
You wear
but
gloves.
I do.
You're
I mean,
white
I'm not
satin
gripping it
gloves.
with I don't know.
Housing forced.
Yeah,
Oh no! I mean
vice grip here.
it's called force feedback for a reason. I want to feel the feedback. So
Yeah,
I
but you're supposed to feel it.
just
You're
grab.
not supposed to give it the feeling. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought that was what the force part of it applied. Was coming from. Um, no, I play like I saw like I feel my palms getting sweaty when I play. Like I get that. I get that. But I've always had that, and other gamepads from previous generations have never had an issue. Like I've never had an issue with any other, whether it is the six axis or the DualShock, or the 360 gamepad. Probably one of the best gamepads I've owned. Um, it's just, or even the Xbox One was decent. Like,
Yeah, the
I don't
Xbox
know,
One
man.
was a Duke, bro. I mean, that shit was like a fucking tank. I mean, if you really think about it, and I'm making fun of you with the Gorilla Grodd, but obviously, I think you grip it really con fuerza,
I got,
with the desire or whatever. But I feel like today's controllers, today's game pads, they're way more sophisticated than the old ones. I mean, do you know how many times I drop some of those older ones? It's just going back to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, even fucking Nintendo 64, and they just kept playing.
yeah.
Try dropping your DualSense now. Tell me if that shit plays normally afterwards. You know what I mean? It's like
That's
that shit is delicate. I mean, not delicate, but it's definitely not something. It's, I don't know. I
it's
feel
not
like
pro.
it's not this. I know what you mean. Like you never had that before, but I also feel like, well, before the game pads were almost designed to take
Or
an
rugged.
impact. You
They
know what
were
I mean? Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
You know,
yeah. No, that's true. That's true. And I can completely see that. It's we live in the shrinking the shrinkish economy,
the,
and
yeah.
and they all try to cut and save as much money as possible. They probably mold plastics a little bit thinner, a little bit, all within tolerance levels for for it to last you
Mhm.
just enough. Because another thing that benefits you control the braking is a benefit to them because you get to you're usually out of warranty when that happens, and what do? It's not like you're gonna have another option. You're not gonna want to buy the Jaw Dog or the Mad Cat. You're gonna go
Yeah.
for the OG, Xbox controller or PlayStation controller. Uh, whatever iteration is the latest one. That's the one you want to keep. And to be fair, that's what I ended up doing. I try to so this stems from my custom design 360 or 360 sorry custom design Xbox Series X controller. Beautiful design that that you get to do. You get to choose the colors that you want to put together, and on you see it on the screen, and then you order it, and when you receive it, that's it. And it's awesome. It's customized. It's something that I really want Sony
Oh, me too.
to
Me too. My
to
God.
catch, to because that will it's awesome, and it's simple. It's such a basic concept.
It's money
um
on the table. It's just not, it's like
Customizing
money on
controller
the
is
table. You know how
awesome.
many people, how many of those I would buy unnecessarily?
Yeah,
I'm already thinking of getting one from the other ones with the color just because.
just
And then you
because
have
it looks so
the elite one
pretty.
coming out. I'm like, man, make the elite one, or what are they called? The pro one. The pro one,
Yeah,
have it with different colors. Oh my god, I'll have like three
that'd be
pro ones for
amazing.
no reason.
That
For
would
no
be
reason.
amazing. So I love the design, that the color scheme that I chose for mine. Unfortunately, the one of the shoulder buttons, the the right shoulder, not the bumper,
Mhm.
not the trigger. It broke. Of course, if you remember, that's the one that you use on Elden Ring to. That's your
Mhm.
main attack. So, and it broke right out as I was doing the, killing that huge dragon that doesn't attack you. The one that is
Oh,
basically just
the one
like
that stays
sleeping.
holds. Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
As I was doing that, is when it happened. Because of course, and to be fair, I recognize I do have
A
a
killer grip. Yes.
killer
Mhm.
grip.
Mhm.
Even when I'm driving, bro. Even when I'm driving, I do the same. Like I have to release the wheel and kind of shake my hand, and my wife asked me like, why do you do that? And I'm like, no, honey, it's I'm
Thank
I
God those things are
tense,
built to last.
my life is at stake here. You don't know, this is I4. My life. um no, but the like I realize that a lot of force I'm putting it it's excessive and unnecessary. But again, it hasn't happened with any other gamepads, and it's not just that. It's also problems with the drift stick. My PlayStation, my DualSense the one that I bought, the customized, well, not customized, the red one that I bought also broke. Actually, also playing Elden Ring. Now that I think about it, like maybe there is a correlation here.
Yeah.
But it also not it didn't break, but it started drifting. The stick started drifting. Once a stick starts drifting, like bro, that might as well be
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
killing thing. Yeah, that's very difficult to fix. Okay, if you're mechanically inclined, you probably don't find it that difficult. But the regular Joe is not gonna go in and with iFixit tools and try to pry it open, because it's never just the little tornillos, the little nuts that you have to unbolt. No, it's it needs to be like plastic put together in a way that you have to pry it open with like special tools and whatever. Um, they're not gonna, we're not gonna do that. So I took my special tools and I tried to pry open the Xbox gamepad, and I actually ended up doing that. I bought a replacement shoulder buttons, or bumper buttons, and I put it together. Now it's not the same color as the customized one that broke, because the customized one that broke was it's more of a coffee color. It's more brownish color, and these ones are black, but it doesn't matter as long as it worked. I was happy to see that it was that is working, and it is working. To be fair, the gamepad works, but it doesn't feel the same.
Oh no.
It's the
Something feels
button.
loose.
Yes, it feels
Oh.
substantially like a thinner click than normal. And I'm sure if I give this to someone and I do a blind test, like they probably won't be able to tell. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no different whatsoever. I'm like, no, it's there. I can feel it. It feels tiny. It feels like like a like clicking a mouse, a cheap mouse, rather than the shoulder, the bumper button, that the way it's supposed to feel. Like I recognize that press. This ain't it. It's
Wow.
almost like the tolerance levels of build of creating the tool were off a little bit, and it does it like if you miss that by fucking nanometer of I could tell. Like I'll probably be able to tell. And this one's unfortunately feels like that. Like I even went back in to see like, shit, did I left something loose? Is there something that I forgot to put together? Like I don't remember feeling that teensy. And when I compare it to my other game controller, and of course this is great for a podcast, I'm grabbing both controllers and demonstrating something that you guys cannot see. You can probably hear the click. Like hear this click. Right? That's
I
the
heard
new.
nothing, but I believe it's there, sir. I
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
hear it though.
I don't know. I
Oh,
need to.
there it is. Yep, I heard that one.
All right, and here's the new. Here's the fixed one, allegedly. It sounds fucking the same. I
Yeah, I
know
was
you're
gonna
gonna
say.
say it, but it doesn't feel the same.
The
I will
click
tell you
feels
that.
different.
The click
Something's off.
feels. It is off. It has bothered me so much that I'm like, okay, you know what? This is a lost cause because I already passed my warranty. Unfortunately, I already checked. I already passed my warranty, and this is just going to be a spare. And I want. Here's what I want. I don't mind paying, and I don't even mind paying extra for this. I want a controller that is rugged, that is built to last. That I know the internals are, they are, they're not using cheap plastic or thin plastic or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't want them to use them like metal. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you put some thought into making sure that this gamepad, this thumbsticks won't drift, which by the way, there is technology already. There is a gamepad out there already that automatically takes care of that. You don't have to worry about drifting, about your thumbstick drifting, because it doesn't use that same technology. It uses what is called Hall effects, which is a magnets, basically magnetic technology. So it doesn't have parts rubbing against each other.
Mm.
Um, and so I want something like that, and something that I could feel comfortable that it's gonna, that's gonna survive my grip, basically. That is gonna survive. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe that series the Elite, the Series S Elite, which is the same gamepad but with a bunch of things. But then I realized that is just the same gamepad with some things changed and bolted over, but it's not like there's no guarantee that the internals are stronger.
Yeah, I was gonna
Which
say
is
I
the
don't think they
problem.
are. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more options than it is. Same
there. I
thing
mean,
probably with the Pro too. So I wouldn't expect that.
they have worked some things. The internals are different, because I've been watching YouTube videos about it just to consider, like, oh, should I jump on it? I mean, that control is expensive though.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
180
well, yeah,
or
180.
150 maybe? No, I don't know. Is it
No,
180?
well,
Yeah, it's 180. Right?
now it's one.
179.
There's one. I think there's 150 right now. Microsoft, and I saw it on Amazon. Also, they have a deal, but it don't matter. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's also because of all the things that are coming with it, and now Microsoft had officially announced their the same gamepad, but the core version they're calling it, and it's the same one. It's the exact same Elite, but with less accessories. But it is so much so the same one that they're willing to sell you the accessories separately if you want to convert your core into a Pro for $60.
Oh wow. Okay.
But
Well,
like,
that's
I
not
don't care
too
about
horrible.
that. I don't care about that. If I can get if I can get just the basic, and feel like this is actually going to be a better gamepad, like, I'll jump on it. Well, why not? Um, I know that sooner or later I'm going to have to replace the DualSense, and I might have to look at that one to see if how the reviews come and what they say. But $200 for a game, $200 for a gamepad.
Did they say the price
Yeah.
already?
No, but
Oh,
that's what this one. That's what they wanted to sell you, the Elite.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sony's pretty much dumb enough to do that. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll have to see in that. Anyway, that was just a little ranty rant into because I've never had that problem before with other gamepads, and I don't know if it was just like this generation. It's like, well, we discovered that if we don't make them strong enough, they'll keep buying them. They'll keep buying new
It
ones.
could be. It could be. Shit.
It's the same thing with the light bulb. Did you know, sir, that the light bulb, old light bulbs from the olden years could, well, I'm not gonna say literally, but they could last you for decades without
The
going off.
old ones,
The old ones, yeah.
halogen lights or something like that.
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is one light, and this is completely sidetracked. I just felt like mentioning it. There is a light bulb in some fire station that they have it now. They have it with like battery power and everything like that. But it's a really old light bulb that has never been turned off, and it hasn't gone off. It hasn't gone out. It hasn't burned or anything like that. It was one of those classic ones. The reason why those light bulbs started going off was because, hey, if you create a product that lasts forever,
Yeah. Where's
there's
the
no,
resale? Mhm.
yeah, exactly. There's no there's no business in that.
Yeah.
You got to make it so that it lasts just enough. But that's a whole nother story, and now that's a YouTube video away. If you guys are curious, you guys are probably more curious about what I've been watching,
Wait a
or
minute.
what I've
Wait a minute.
watched.
Wait a minute. I feel there's a game missing here. I don't. I assume you only played it for like 10 minutes or something. But
What are you talking about?
Yeah, at least you were, unless you were leading me on in a message. Sifu, you
Hold
didn't get
on.
a chance to play Sifu?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I did play Sifu
Okay,
for
yeah,
like
that's
10
what I mean.
minutes.
Oh, even worse.
No,
Okay,
no, 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 no. I played a little bit of it. I played I got to the second
first
level
boss.
boss.
Oh, the
No,
second level boss. Okay, okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh yeah, man, let me tell you. That game is stylish. That game has an amazing
Soundtrack.
intro.
Oh,
An
oh yeah.
amazing the intro that is it's phenomenal what they did with that. Um and for the type of graphics that they chose to, like I'm okay with that. It's style like it looks cool. The the fighting trying to remember because as you can see,
10 minutes. Yeah, you didn't get
I didn't
much.
stick
Yeah,
with it. I didn't stick with it. I just got to a certain level and I was like, I
not
think I'm
bad though.
done.
Respect for in 10 minutes. You got to the
Well,
second
what? No,
level
not
boss.
10 I didn't play for 10 minutes. I give it a few hours, maybe I don't know, 2, 3, I don't know, whatever it takes. Because
Whatever it normally takes to get there.
game is the game is legitimately tough.
I know. No.
And I mean, it's doable. I was not in the mindset, to do so, but I do remember, when I was playing. I even showed it to my brother-in-law. Like, dude, you got to see this because I mean, you're not a gamer, but you will buy this
But he
game.
likes martial arts. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And it was and it was great. He loved that. I just showed him the intro and the first part, but yeah, you nailed it. The music of that game, feels awesome. Is the right atmosphere.
Hmm.
I I just I continue saying that I am not a fan of the rogueliteness of games in general. Like I'm
Hmm.
not a big fan of, oh, either I lose all my progress or I lose a big chunk of my progress. Like I don't like that. Same reason why I fell off Returnal, one of the, if not the best game of last year. It was that. It was just that feeling of lost time. And you might argue like, well, I mean, you're still having fun, you're still playing and what
You're
and
still,
whatnot. And that's
yeah.
fair.
There's stuff that you are unlocking that's permanent though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
true.
Same thing
Uh
with Returnal for the record. Yeah.
yeah, and to be fair with this one, I wasn't playing with the, let me just do it by myself. No, I was like, I immediately went to a video of, okay, tell me which are the things that I should be focusing on unlocking, because I don't want to spend more time than I need to with the game. I know it's cool and all, but I know it's, I only grabbed it because
On sale.
it was $20. I
Oh
paid
shit!
I paid $20 for that game.
Was that the original? What was the original? Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It
I'll
was
look it up.
49.99. It's 50. No,
50
sorry,
bucks.
39.99. I think it was.
Okay.
So it's $40, which is amazing. That game is amazing at $40. Um, but I knew that that was gonna be like from the moment you said it, and I knew that it was a good game, and I saw the review, I saw the skill up review, and I was like, yeah, okay, this I know it's good, but I need to be in the mindset for this game, and I'm not, so I'm not gonna grab it on day one. And you guys played it in dark and chaos, and you guys all enjoyed it.
It was a great lead up to Elden, for sure.
Really?
Oh
That
yeah,
came
that
after
came this year.
before, but I thought it came after.
After? No, I wouldn't have. Did it? No, let me
I
see.
will check. I'm curious.
Sifu.
Yeah,
I feel
Elden
like
was
it came out.
February. You might be
Yeah,
right. I just don't
but it was the
remember.
end of February. Yeah, so it
Right.
would have been. Oh, thank you, baby. Let me see here.
And there are
Go ahead, keep
more
talking.
drinks are coming.
Oh, that's good.
so, so, uh, another thing that I was not like a huge fan of was the parry. Like, you guys know my love relation with parrying. I don't think I have to talk about that. But for some reason, the parrying on this game, it never. like if I don't want to I don't want to disparage you because it's not bad, all right, but sometimes it felt like, dude, I totally blocked this and still registered as a hit. Like it's almost because it's not. It gives you a short window, but it doesn't. It's not like this incredibly short window of other games, which is the reason why. Nope, I hate it. Nope, I don't want to do this. It gives you, like, it's hard, but it gives you a generous window, or at least the impression of giving you a generous window to parry an attack. And more often, more often than not, when you were blocking all of those, you feel like fucking Daigo.
Well, for me, it was
It's amazing.
I think I used, especially early on, not the parrying, but the dodge, where you hold on to the button, you just kind of you dodge to the left, dodge to the right,
Right.
and it just
Yeah.
right by you. You just time the left or right, whatever, with the hits that's coming at you.
Mhm.
That shit feels so fucking good. That right there was
Oh, I
way
like
more satisfying
blocking.
because all those hits were just right by you. You know what I mean? And it would happen so fast. Like I would just time it, hit the stick like 3 or 4 times, and it was like they
Yeah.
hit the air the whole time. I'm like, yeah, that was
Yeah,
that
maybe
to
I
me
need
was
to
the
get
best.
the rhythm. Maybe I need to get the rhythm proper because it just felt like sometimes there was a cheap shot after a cheap shot, and like I was doing, like I could be doing the stage, uh, well enough. My life bar was always full, and next thing you know, three cheap shots ended me. It almost felt like that is at some level. Like who knows? Maybe again, it could be me, uh, and I'm willing to concede that. Um,
I'm
you know
willing
what?
to admit I'm the
Let's
problem.
say it was that. Let's say it was me. I need more practice with it, and maybe I wasn't totally ready in it. But
I
I'm
mean,
glad
you have your
I'm
mind
glad I
into it,
grabbed it.
so I am too. I am too. When you mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
Yeah,
I started play. I sent you the message. I started playing that game at 5 in the morning.
yeah. What I don't know what the hell that's about, but yeah.
And again, I saw that it was like out of nothing. I saw that it was $20. I was like, oh shit, this is it. Let me jump on it. Crap. I need to jump just in case this is a pricing error. And I mean, it's not a pricing error. It was freaking CD keys, which is shady as fuck, but
But I will take advantage of it
I'll
regardless.
take advantage.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly. It's like, hey, it's still there. It is still there. Um, no, but I had a really good time. Thanks for reminding me, bro, because I would have
Oh, I was looking
completely.
forward to hearing it. It's just like I can't, and I knew you weren't. I knew you weren't going to stick with it because I felt like you were just dabbling.
I was playing
And
Elden
so
Ring. I'm in the middle of the ring. How am I gonna,
yeah, yeah, that was the
Yeah,
other thing. I was like, oh, he just did that just to take a break from Elden Ring or something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's
But
pretty
I'm
much
glad
what
you
it was.
tried it because you can definitely see. And if you made it to the second boss, then you basically what you're
Like
40% of the way. You know what I mean? Because there's
oh
only
shit,
yeah, so you're already 40% of the way of the game. Now,
there are five dudes.
yeah, I was gonna
So
say yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
each
yeah.
stage exactly. So there you go. Each stage is gonna lead you
It's just
to
that
that. It's
it's
basically kung fu, bro. I mean, really
it
think about
is.
kung fu. The NES kung fu is what it is, but this is like the most upgraded version of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And to be fair, there is that there is that easier mode that if I just wanted to, well,
That
let
is
me get
true.
the story and just have fun, playing it. I can just drop it down and do that and like who knows, it might,
Yeah,
but
it's there too.
I kind of I kind of want to do it proper. So that's the reason I'm like, okay, I'll wait. I'll wait. And that might end up being the problem. The problem that I wait and then I never fucking do it. I don't want that to be the case because, like I said, the game is fun. The
Mhm.
game is really fun and it's properly patched to a level to the I didn't have any issues whatsoever. It ran beautifully.
Good.
Um,
Yeah, at this point, it should be really well done. Yeah.
right, exactly. Uh, Sir, I'm going to give you one guess of what I've watched, and only one because I don't want to spend too much time on it. I know I
Okay.
need to let you
When did
talk
you
about,
see it?
but I saw it. I saw it on Saturday. One chance go, and it could be
Last
any
Saturday.
movies. It could be
Oh
any movie. The
God,
problem is it could be any movie, and you're not gonna get.
Drive.
No.
I just threw it out there because I was like, I'm pretty sure he didn't see this shit. But I was wondering if it was yesterday. But go ahead, go ahead.
Nope. It was Sleepy Hollow.
Oh, I love
And
Sleepy Hollow, bro.
that
Go
is
ahead.
exactly the reaction that I was expecting you to have. Oh, exactly like that.
Oh,
Exact same pitch, everything.
I own Sleepy Hollow. I
You
actually have
honestly
it.
Hollow.
Oh, I
All right.
love Sleepy Hollow. I mean, to be fair, I'm a big. Well, I love Tim Burton one, and I'm a
Yeah.
big Johnny Depp fan. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
And so there you go, match made in heaven right there.
Eh,
You know what I mean? So
Yes. Yes. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about this one. Never seen it before. I know you guys. You guys should know by now with
no,
me.
not
Like,
for me.
come on,
For that
you
one,
know.
it'll be like, yeah, I get it. You know, it's like, all right.
I was not expecting the title itself. Like it never. Like it. You have to know what it's about. So by title alone, you hear about it. That sounds like, oh, that's probably some rom com or whatever.
Oh my god,
It
you never
almost
heard of Sleep? I mean, not the movie. I mean, just the title of Sleepy Hollow, like
no.
the old tale of Sleepy Hollow. Really?
No,
Okay, that's
no,
like a
no.
whole. You know the
I
whole
mean,
Halloween
I've
tale,
heard of
the Headless Horseman.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I didn't heard of the horseman. I didn't know that he was featured in the Sleepy Hollow, Game of Thrones. Um, no, my wife told me to watch it. I was gonna put Samaritan, and she was like, "Nope, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch. I want you to watch this one." I was like,
Good
"Okay,
call,
fair,
Judy.
fair
Good
enough,
call.
fair enough." And I mean, throughout the movie, I just couldn't help myself. I was just laughing throughout the movie, and she was worried. She was like, "Are you not enjoying it?" I'm like, "Honey, no. I'm actually quite the opposite. I am loving it. I am so enjoying it because some of the things, like even the way they spoke, it was kind of it was kind of awesome. The whole setting of it, the fact that the only fucking reason this movie is an R-rated movie is because of all the decapitations.
Yeah.
But no other reason, there's no
But I'm
unnecessary
glad. I'm
swearing.
glad they
There's
kept
no
it
like crazy
in. You know,
stuff.
I'm glad they didn't PG-13 it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
no, me too. Oh, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It was and when this movie, what, 2001 was it?
oh shit, bro.
Older
Oh, by the
movie.
way, real quick, February 8th, 2022. So it was almost a month before Elden Ring came out. Sifu. I had
Oh,
that up and I forgot to mention it. Let me look now.
okay, there
Sleepy
you
Hollow.
go.
See what it was.
There you go. So I mean, Sleepy Hollow was
1999.
oh, there you go. Before the turn of the millennium,
Yeah.
before Y2K.
Wait, Y2K. I was just gonna say that. Well done, sir. Well done.
So yeah, no, I mean you all have seen it. I know. You're just getting my impressions and my overall feel and overall I really like this movie. I thought it was a very, very fun watch. Um I don't have any like I don't tend to focus on the like cinematography and that. That's all you, bro.
But you
To me, it's
recognize it
just
for what it
fun.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I found that it was well done. Yes, the decapitations were kind of silly at first, but then of course they completely explained that, like, oh well, the cut is serrate. What was it? Cauterize.
Cauterize, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cauterize the old ones. Like, of course, yes. I guess
That explains why there's no
it's
blood.
Northman had a lightsaber. I get it.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the fires of hell, man. It's the fires of hell.
Yes. Yeah. You don't even have time to bleed.
Yeah.
That's how. And Johnny Depp's performance, Christina Ricci. God, I haven't seen Christina Ricci in forever. And just to see her, on this movie, make me reminded me of why I used to be so gaga.
Oh, you weren't the only one, sir. You were not the only one. Many of us were. Many of us were.
Yeah. So yeah, this movie, I mean, this movie's a solid 4. This movie's great.
Nice,
It was
nice.
great.
Yeah, this to me
Really
is.
enjoyed it.
I don't know if it falls under a cult classic. Because I always figure a cult classic is one of those that aren't received well at first
Mm.
and become, something special later on. But this right here sits at a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, so I feel like it's always kind of been received pretty well.
Yeah.
But it just always felt to me like some people were like, like, man, what are you talking about? This was so good.
Why would you be lukewarm about this movie? Maybe
Yeah.
you don't. I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause I love this. I love the setting. Some of the movie has kind of like an investigate, like a detective aspect of it.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, Ichabod Crane is well,
Ichabod
he's
Crane.
not a detective. I think he's a what is he? He's a surgeon or something like that, and
Oh,
and they use him to
he's what was the name of
constable.
Constable? Thank you.
Constable, yeah.
It was a constable, whatever the hell that is. He's a constable, and I love that his reactions were very human. Also, that I mean, he's not a badass or anything like that. He knows his stuff. But I mean, there were things that will make him puke, or he'd be like super afraid of spiders, which is funny. Um,
Which I can relate. Shit.
yes, well, I can relate for that for cockroaches. So it's like no, but the way he portrays it's fun. Dude, the whole movie super fun. This is great. This is a great movie. This is a great
Nice.
movie, but you guys knew that already. I'm finding out.
Good, good. It's all good, man. It doesn't matter when you come to the party, man. As long as you get here,
As long as, yeah.
as long as you get here. So,
There was some party left. It turns out.
yeah.
Now,
That's
if I
awesome,
could
bro.
get into the Pirates of the Caribbean, oh wait, no, I don't care about pirates. That's right.
No, but you know what? If you want another Johnny Depp one that has a similar investigative feel to it, From Hell.
From
Check it out.
hell,
From Hell. Yep. That's another
like
one that I own that I actually absolutely love.
really?
It's
Okay.
another Johnny Depp film. So what it is, the gist is these he plays the investigator investigating the Jack the Ripper murders in London
Oh, that's
during that
okay.
time. And but it's I I recognize this one as definitely probably being a cult classic. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it for what it is, but I understand why some probably don't. And this was 2001, so it's a
Okay.
couple of years after.
Right.
Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 57. So just
Oh
FYI on
wow.
that one, yeah. But it also means it's split, right?
Yeah.
Half the people like it, half people don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
really just comes down to what you
I'll
feel.
still
But
be interested just for the setting out for what you described is about alone.
yeah, yeah. I think you would enjoy that one. I think you would enjoy it. It's right
Yeah.
on the along the lines of this one. The difference is probably a little less humor, but
Mhm.
not humorless.
Yeah.
It is Johnny Depp. After all, without you can't not have him and not have some humor. So
And shout out to Tim Burton for making Tim Burton-esque movie with this one, of course. It's
like
like, oh, of course.
as Tim Burton, you can almost see,
Yes.
what's his name from the Nightmare Before Christmas? I can't
Oh,
think of his name.
I can
The skeleton guy, Jack Skeleton, just pop out of nowhere. Like, oh yeah, I guess he fits here. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Perfectly.
that's
Oh
cool.
man. I also watched another one. Uh Same rules. We're gonna give you just one chance to guess it and go.
When did you watch it?
I also watched it during the weekend, during
Damn.
the long weekend we had.
Well, shit. Then I don't know. I have no idea. Nothing comes.
Say whatever. Say whatever.
Man from something. Man from Uncle.
Man from Uncle? Nope.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Nope.
Oh, you watched Nope. Nice. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I am desperate to hear. What are your thoughts?
Okay. All right. So this one is actually on Amazon. I think it was Amazon. Yeah, it was Amazon, but like you have to pay $20 to watch because
Yeah, the
it's
full
still
price for it. Yeah.
that's the full price. But I was too curious and I wanted to watch some, something and everything else again. Samaritan was there, but my wife was like, nah. So I was like, okay, fine. We'll pick this one. It's $20, but I saw the trailer. It definitely caught my attention. And I feel like I feel like I need to bring the IMDb.
Oh.
No, only because I blank out on names and I don't want to remember. I don't want to forget that this is Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele, director and writer. So, yeah, this movie's not great, bro.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's
sorry. A miss more than it is a hit. No, don't apologize.
It was
I was the same way with the last one. Although I respect the last one for what it was, but
well, I tell you that this movie made me curious about Us. You're talking about Us, right?
Us. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. This movie makes me curious about Us because I don't think Us could be as bad. No.
You haven't seen Us. Oh shit!
I haven't seen Us.
Okay.
I haven't seen Us. But I do, and I do. I am curious. I need to watch that. As a matter of fact, we might actually have to tackle that because my wife is interested.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, it just so obviously zero spoilers in this review, but it's just it turned out to be kind of like exactly what we were expecting it to be, and also a lot less than we were hoping for. Like usually this sort of movies have some sort of like commentary at the end, and it's not like I'm watching it for it, but I'm curious about what it is. And it didn't feel like it had anything on it,
Okay.
Like it didn't really, like it wasn't about anything else in particular. Other than, hey, I've worked with this actor before. Let's just put him in again. And oh yeah, this guy is also like everybody was good at their, what they're casted for. Well, maybe not like super everybody, but like I think the character that Keke Palmer plays, she was great.
Okay.
Although my wife found it extremely annoying, but I thought she was great. And then what is his name? I need to find names here because I don't know actor's name. That
I know who you're talking about, but I'm not gonna be able to remember his name. Kaluuya, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
Okay, yes. He's been the protagonist of in a lot of Jordan Peele movies, especially Get Out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So believe it or not, his character was the least likable just because his reactions, like they felt very flat. They just he was too calm. For
I
it.
saw him in the trailer, so you don't think that's on purpose?
If he was, it doesn't feel like it didn't. Like it didn't feel.
You don't know why? Yeah.
Like it didn't feel like you could connect. You can connect with that. With that character. And yeah, like I said, it's not a movie where anything in particular is gonna blow you. As a matter of fact, nothing will blow you away. If anything, it's one of those type of movies that you see a trailer and the trailer throws something that makes you think like, oh, what is this about? But they fucking never explained anything. It's kind of like a fucking episode of Lost where they might fucking throw a polar bear in the middle of the island, but
they never address it again.
Yep, it's like, what was that about? Yeah, it's up to the imagination. It's like no, for sure. And no, also I will say this movie has an ending. It's not that I didn't like it because it was left with an incomplete something, and you're gonna pick it up and be like, oh no, this you're gonna pick up your monocle and be like, oh, this film is It's the ending is meant to signify.
So I'm
It's
starting to feel a little
so bad.
attacked here. I'm just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Just
Really?
kidding. No,
No.
not at
Why
all.
would I? No,
Okay.
I would not.
I will have
No,
you know that I have a very expensive monocle, and yeah.
of course, and your top hat. That's tough. Forget
Exactly, exactly.
your
Yeah,
nose for your
and
top
I
hat.
never leave the house without it. But, okay.
Um, no, so I mean, it's still like I will not, I will not in good conscience tell you go to the movie theater now
Oh
or
no, no,
grab
I'm
it,
gonna watch it here. I was
grab.
considering spending the 19.99 on it as well, and I still might because I mean I'm dying to see it. You know what I mean? Regardless,
True, yeah.
but yeah.
I didn't think like my wife and I didn't think it was worth it, but like, what's a surprise? You might watch it and somehow grab something from it that we completely missed, and run with it. Be like, oh no, this actually. This, I mean, you might not say, "Oh, this is one of his finest," but you might say, "Oh no, I like them more than us," and that might be enough. I
Yes, because
somehow
right now
doubt it,
us,
though.
yeah, us kind of put things, and I enjoyed a lot of us,
Mm.
um, a lot of the film us, but there's just certain things. There's some really crazy stuff and some wild ideas, bro.
Yeah, see,
Um,
see, that's cool. That's that is cool. I do want to watch, even if you feel like at the end it's like, oh well, it's undeveloped or something. It's like that's fine. I'm curious about that. This movie, you saw the trailer. I won't say you saw the trailer. You saw the whole movie because obviously you don't see, and the trailer is it's still kind of like,
yeah, it presents. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
or you have an
Just from the
idea what it's
yeah,
about.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure I know what is the, you know,
right,
threat, if you will.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, yeah. They find the Tesseract and they they
Which
and so
leads always to bad things. I mean, just
of course
happens
the
in
Hydra goes
America.
behind.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, now I'm spoiling it, so I'm not gonna say
Okay.
anything.
All right. Fair enough.
So yeah, man. This is a 2.5, bro.
Ooh, mediocre.
This this I feel there's a lot better. I've seen a lot, a lot better, and I don't know. I'm trying to remember what was that movie in the island. I know this is not Hill. This is M Nam Chamalaya Malam.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
The one in the island where they were getting old. Oh, remember?
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh,
I didn't see old because I knew better. But go ahead.
yeah, you didn't see old. So it kind like it wasn't no, it wasn't that level of insulting.
Okay.
But it
That's
was a level of like, what the fuck, man? Like that, like really, like that's it. It kind of felt a little, I was disappointed. I
Mhm.
was disappointed. Again, there's a lot of other things that even if you agree, with me when you see it, uh, there's gonna be some things that I know you're gonna grasp. I know you're gonna get it, and you're gonna enjoy for what it is. You might score a little bit higher. That's completely fine. I do want to watch the movie Us now because I am curious. I'm curious. The way that has been described, that Us been described, it's always been like, oh, this kind of like a, like a 6 out of 10, or a 7, and that's cool. I want to know what that is about.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
curiosity, and it's and like I said, you're not gonna get a bad film. You know what I mean? But yeah, very interesting to say the least. All right, good stuff, sir. Anything
yeah.
else?
No, I think that's all. I always say things because I always remember like, oh shit, I forgot to mention. But no, this is it. This is it. This is it.
Good
I
stuff,
mainly
man.
wanted to tell you about Nope because
Yeah, shit.
yeah, we were supposed to watch this movie theater, and
Yeah, when it's
I
interesting.
never
I would
happened.
wonder what how that would have been, but all right.
It's not,
Well,
it's you know what, it is. It's too long for what it is, and there's a lot of times where not a lot is happening.
mhm.
It's like it's one of those, it's one of those movies. You know, I mean, I'm not saying to say that it's just gonna like bore you because of because it's so long, but it is uh, longer than it needs to be.
Okay. I see. Yeah, 2 hours 15. Yeah, that's lengthy. That's lengthy.
Yeah, for no reason,
Something to
for
be
no
said
fucking
about
reason.
a perfectly timed 1 hour, 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 hour and a half movie.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah, man. So all right, I'm gonna keep it in the movie front since we're here already. Um, so I've seen several things this week. A few that I feel I can recommend. I'm going to start with the aforementioned "The Man from U.N.C.L.E." I
Yes, you
did
did
mention
mention that.
this one to
Indeed.
you, and I said that this is going to be pretty much right up your alley. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is a spy thriller set in the 1960s. This is directed by Guy Ritchie, which I love Guy Ritchie films. Also written by him. It stars Henry Cavill. You guys would know him as Superman, if you will. Army Hammer, and I think you, sir, would know him as the Vandelhash twins from
Oh, the one that was the one, the yes, the
from
from Social
Social
Network.
Network. Yeah, you know Army Hammer from there, and then Alicia Vikander, which you would know her from a few things. She played the most recent Tomb Raider. And it is a fun film, dude. This is a really good sort of action packed, very funny, um, spy thriller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is based on an actual TV show that took place in the '60s, mind you. So this is happening during the Cold War. So obviously, Eastern Germany is blocked off, or Eastern Europe is, I don't know, one of the wall's still there. Whatever the wall, what the hell the wall was covering. And so it's a lot of fun. It has really good, well done action. It has really good. I don't want to say special effects, but some of the effects are done. But not that it's a CG heavy film, but some
Uh,
really good action pieces. There's a little portions in the middle, I think, that's going to be, to me, where like a little bit like, okay, we're hanging on the joke a little bit too long. Let's move on to the next thing. But other than that, nothing really to complain about. I think it was a solid film. I give this one a 3.5. The Man from U.N.C.L.E. This is seriously, I think, a dream twister joint for sure.
okay, yeah.
Which is why I suggested it to you. I saw this on Prime, which I actually rented. So I don't know if it's on any other service. I actually didn't look, which I normally
Probably.
do. But I was like, fuck it, it's $3.99. You know what I
So,
mean?
and you hadn't seen it before.
No. I've never seen it before.
Okay, got you. All right, that's cool. You went
Yeah.
in, and it's I'm that I'm super down. I'm not even gonna watch a trailer or anything like that. I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah, that'd be the best. That'd be the best to do. It is. I mean, Henry Cavill's really much more humorous than I think we've ever seen him be, which is
That's
even
cool.
more cooler. You know what I mean?
That's cool. Yeah.
And then Army Hammer, he plays someone from the Russian side, so he's much more, gruff. Like, no, you must
Yeah.
do this, which
Yeah.
I don't think he's used to, and it's good stuff. It's good if you like,
Yeah.
any of the Mission Impossibles, any of the James Bond, you're
Yeah.
gonna, and with some of the humor of some of these things, you're definitely gonna enjoy this one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I'm completely down.
The next one I saw, this was from one of my wife's picks. It's called The Princess, and I know that name probably doesn't leave much to
Is it
to
a
go by
Disney
there.
Plus?
No, this is on. Where did we watch this? I think we saw this on Hulu. So this is a film about obviously a princess. She refuses to wed someone, and then that leads to sort of an attack in the kingdom. Suddenly, she's the one who has to sort of be the one to take back the kingdom and stuff like that. It is an action film. So it's not a drama. I guess it has some drama moments, but it's more action film than anything else. Very, if I had to compare it to maybe like The Mummy, that type of action, obviously, but without guns. So this is a lot of sword play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Action's actually pretty decent. It's a fun movie. I didn't like it. Started off and I was like, Okay, this is what this is what I'm in for the next hour and some change. Okay,
It's her
uh,
movie.
and but after a while, I was like, okay, it's kind of fun. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
swashbuckling, if you will. If you know what that is, it's
Nice.
just a lot of swordplay. The main character, her name is what the fuck is her name? Joy King, I think. Yeah, Joy King. She actually did pretty well. I've only known her for a couple other movies that she did. She was playing a younger child, but here she plays the daughter of the king, and obviously she's the princess, and she does pretty well. She does pretty well. I gotta say, the guy who plays Howard Stark in the old MCU, when he was younger during Captain America days. Um, you don't know Howard Stark. I assume you know who I'm saying about. Tony Stark's father, for the
Nice
record.
Howard Stark, yes.
Yeah, and so that
The
same
moment
actor, I
you
think.
said MCU, I had to like, wait a minute. So it can't be Tony Stark. So there's only one other one.
Yeah, the father, Dominic Cooper. I was looking to fuck his name. Dominic Cooper is in it, and he plays the aforementioned person who was going to marry the princess, and she said, "No, fuck that, I'm out," and that led to hilarity ensues, and all that good stuff. But it's
I thought it was the
actually
princess, the one that said, fuck that amount.
pretty much,
Oh, shit.
yeah, the runaway princess. This is what this is
A
basically is.
runaway princess.
But no, honestly, it's surprising. I would give it a 3.0 because I really did I know if I gave Man Point 0? I said 3.5 for Man.
Yeah, you said 3.5.
Princess, I would give it 3.0. It's actually good. It's enjoyable. It does have some questionable things you just kind of, all right, I'm not going to overthink that. Let's just move on. If you look too closely at things, you're going to go, okay, how? This is a perfect example. This is a quick example that has nothing to do with nothing. But, she knocks some dude out. The dude is,
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the knocking the dude out. No, she is a formidable fighter in this thing, and it looks believable. And it's also explained. You know what I mean? It's not like she
Okay.
suddenly became whatever. No, it kind of goes to explain why she's so good at what she does. But she also, believe it or not, to me, I think one of the good things is she's almost John Wicking this a little bit, in the sense that John Wick is like the best at what he does, but he's going up against really good folks, and he's taking his lumps too. You know what I mean? So that's what I think is one of the most endearing things about John Wick is he's not untouchable. He still gets hit, but perseveres beyond that. And I think that the princess also does that here too, and it's believable to an extent. But there's a perfect example. This is like a guy who towers over her and knocks him out, and then she positions him in somewhere in a way that he looks like a certain thing. And it's like, my wife and I look at each other like, there's no way. My mother-in-law is fucking like 100 pounds, dead weight. I can barely move her ass most of the time. You gonna tell me she moved this dude who's probably 250 and on top of the gear that he's wearing? It's like, and he's dead weight. Like, no. But again, park your brain at the door. That doesn't matter. That's not what the point
That's not what
is.
the movie's it's about.
Correct, exactly. Yeah. But I feel like I need to say that because I feel like some folks will be like, "Wow, that's like, yeah, look at the movie we're looking at, guys. Let's just take back a second, just have fun with it." And I would say I had fun with it. So the princess, I saw that.
My wife will tell me stuff like that. Just let it go. It's a movie. But I'm like, hi, but you don't understand. It's like that makes no sense. The fact that the physics don't work that way.
I know. I do the same, but again, it depends on the film. And at some point, you just have to go, okay, let me stop. Let me just really see what they're trying to do here. What is it that they're trying to bring to the table, and then kind of go from there. So, so anyway, that's the princess. It's on. I want to say it's a Hulu joint. Yeah, it says it's presented by Hulu. So yeah, so it's that's where it's
presented by Hulu.
It's an original film. And the next film I saw was. So you remember Hereditary, right?
Oh shit! No.
So first off,
over, sir.
I know. I have had this desire to watch it again, because it was really, really a good film, and I feel like I've gotten past. Like I remember seeing The Exorcist when I was younger, and I don't know why I did that to myself because that really fucked me up for a little bit. But then I saw it older when it came out in the theater. Like they re-released it after God knows how many in the theater, like 20 years later. And I was like, let me go see this. What's this gonna be? And it was enjoyable, still kind of scary, but nothing like it didn't do whatever. So I was like, okay, well, obviously with time that passes, I really want to see Hereditary again because there's so many little bits and stuff that we missed. And I know it because first off, like it or not, it is an A24 film. And these films, while
It is.
while it does, it's meant to be a horror film, there's always other stuff in it. And if I could just get past, now that I know what's going to happen, I could just kind of see the little bits that I've missed. And I've seen some like video essays on it, and I'm like, fuck, I really just need to watch it again. But I didn't do that, not just yet. However,
all this setup.
I know,
but nope.
Not just yet.
I'm still building towards it.
I'm working my way to it. And you know what? This is credit to the film. It's credit to the Hereditary being that type of film. We were talking about it here because I was watching the video essay. My wife is like, "Oh no, you're not going to put that again." It's like, no. It's just talking about the film. It's not the film. But what does that say? When you get pause. Like, wait, what are you doing? What are you putting on? That says it all.
I'll never be played in a house again.
Yeah, that's how amazing that film is. Really, really think about it. But anyway, there was another film by A24, another horror film, and I said, and I had this on my list for a little bit, and I was like, let me just jump into it. Can it possibly be another Hereditary? I mean,
if I'm gonna stomach Hereditary again, I better know that I'm prepared. So. Let me throw this in.
So this is actually more of a slasher film. So it's really not the same kind of movie. It's called X. And it takes place in.
Give it to you. What? Gonna give it to you? X. He told you he was gonna give it to you.
He did, and he gave it to us. Yeah. Takes place in 1979. It is a story about this group of folks who are quote unquote filmmakers. They live in Texas, and they head out to this barn or like this land, and the reason is because they were renting a cabin from this older guy who they called in advance, whatever, to, hey, can we rent that? What they wanted to do was essentially film a porno. So that's the point, hence the X for the record. And so, the what?
I think I've seen this trailer. You might have shown me this trailer, actually.
This may have been one of our trailer of the weeks, as a matter of fact. But anyway, so they do all that, and someone on the line, the old man who owns the land, they obviously don't tell him what they're there for. Yeah. First mistake. And secondly, she has a wife who has, you're not sure, she's got dementia. We don't know what her problem is, but she starts to end up sort of stalking, the younger folk that get here. And I won't go into detail as to what her deal is. But essentially, that's where the horror comes in. Actually, you spend a good, probably, the movie's not even that long. You probably spend a good 30, 40 minutes before you even see the first thing happen. And when things go, it rolls, you know what I mean? Right. But it looks and feels like it's time, the time it's coming from. It looks and feels like, it's a really well done slasher film. It's one of those things where I go, it's A24. Even if it's a fucking slasher film, we're going to make the best out of it. It's going to be the best version of this, which is also kind of funny in the film because the reason they're doing this porno that they're filming in that particular place is they want to make the best version of this porno. Like the top of the line smut, you know what I mean? So which is kind of funny. It's almost like, I don't know, meta in that way. You know what I mean? It's like this movie is a really good, well shot, well acted, really well acted slasher film. You know what I mean? This is right up there with, if you really think about it, is not far from Halloween or fucking Friday the 13th. When it comes to slasher films. But definitely it does have it's not like bad gory, but it does have its, it's a slasher film, so you're gonna have your gore moments. Okay. But they're quick, doesn't really linger, and I will say there's a lot of they are filming a porno after all. So there's a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, up to an extent, but at the same time, even my wife was like, wait a minute, are we watching a porno? I'm like, no. It's not that. They're making a porno. It's not the same thing, But anyway, actually, I thought this was pretty good, so I'm going to give this one a 3.5. Not scary, although it has its occasional eerie, jumpy moments, but nothing hereditary. so
No.
so nothing hereditary. That's the bar. I laugh with my
Uh,
wife all the time. I say, honey, you understand? The bar is hereditary. Whenever we talk about a scary movie, the first thing we say, is it like hereditary? Is it like that? Or is it like
right?
other?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Back in
And
the
that's
days, it used to be like, is it like the
is it
Exorcist?
like yes, it's been replaced. Exorcist is no longer scary.
Yes.
Exorcist is basically a comedy compared to the anyway, last two things real quick. We finally saw the last two things that we watched. We saw the last season of Only Murders in the Building. This is the movie. This is the show with Steve Martin, Martin Short, and
Oh, I was meaning to ask you. I remember that it was that it was on Hulu. I was like, oh man, that like I would really like to watch that, but I don't have Hulu. But
so
I was
I
meaning to
think
ask you. Yeah,
yeah, I think it's time to consider an investment in it. I mean, I think it's only the cheapest one is only like $5.99 or something. It does come with commercials. So it's an annoying thing, but at the
Mhm.
same time, we all got to
There's not
pee
a
at some point,
bundle
right?
with Disney Plus, is there? Right?
There is a bundle. Well, the bundle includes ESPN, which you'll never
ESPN,
use. So I don't know
yeah.
if you're that's the bundle we have.
Right.
I don't know if they have just the Disney Plus, Hulu, but look it up. I'm sure they have something. But
Mhm.
anyway, my point is to say the reason why I mentioned one of the topics regarding, hey, why is it Mad Dog can't find shit funny? Or what's wrong with comedies nowadays? I absolutely love this show, bro. I really, really do. And I love it because it's funny. It's not, a freaking Judd Apatow comedy or a Melissa McCarthy comedy. It
Yeah,
is a classic. And don't get me wrong, it's TVMA. There's cursing. But it's
uh,
not like overly vulgar. It's not any of those things.
it's
It is
generally
really
well
well
written.
done. Yeah, I mean, hello, Steve Martin and Martin Short. These guys are, I mean, comedy
I haven't
geniuses.
seen them
You know what I
together
mean?
ever
So
since Three Amigos.
yeah, you know what I mean? So it is, and Selena Gomez, believe it or not, even though she plays a much more straight face and whatever, but she's
Mhm.
like that perfect mix between the three. I would never have put her with them. I was like,
Yeah,
I don't even
never
know
know.
how that happened. To me, to this date, I'm like, who thought of this? And I'm pretty sure it was Steve Martin because this is all, and Martin Short because this is all their production, but I don't know how they did it. And I saw some interviews, and it's that's one of the first questions they ask you. How you go, whatever. And she's the one that explains to them everything online at this point because they don't do half of the shit that she does. And
Yeah.
that normal stuff, and that plays into the show. You know what I mean? And I don't know, bro. It's just a lot of fun. It was so far. It appears because it also sets up a season 3, which is not out yet, but it appears every season has its murder, if you will, and then the mystery
Yes.
for them to do it. And they do this podcast. That's the whole deal. They end
Yes.
up
It's
they
always
listen to this murder podcast, and then something happens in their building, and in season 1, and they decide to do their own podcast,
yeah.
but on the same time also try to solve the mystery. So that kind of happens here too, and they have some jokes about it, like, oh, season 2 is, they're not as good as season 1. They are figuring out things like a season 1, and then you have some of these weird fans go, yeah, but season 2 of any show is always going to be, it has that internal comedy thing. You're like, that's so cool. And so that's what I'm saying. It's just like, I don't know what it is, but I absolutely adore the show, man. I think and don't
I
get me wrong,
wish
I'm
I
not
could
saying it's the
see it.
best show ever. I'm definitely not even the best comedy ever. It's just one of those things where it combines the comedy I enjoy, which
Yeah.
is your well done, well thought out, and well delivered punchlines.
Yes.
None of this freaking ab-libbing shit or improving. And don't get me wrong, improv works when it
It could
works,
work. Yeah.
but
You need to know how you need to have your
correct.
craft
Exactly,
for
exactly.
that
Not
kind of shit.
everybody can improv, right?
No.
So,
Yeah.
and so, and on top of that, it's a murder mystery, which is sort of booming now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With
Knives
Murder
Out?
in the Orient, the other one, the sequel to that, which came out, Knives Out. It's like, oh, this is an old genre. My wife and I were talking about it, she even mentioned that this was
Yeah.
before even TV. This is what you heard on the radio. So this
Yeah.
is how old this genre is, and it sort of has this little bit of a comeback, but in a different way. And instead of radio, you have podcasts on downloadable services talking about murder mystery. So anyway, Only Murders in the Building. absolutely love this show. It has its silly moments. It has some stuff that kind of doesn't like really, but never anything that derails it. Um, the characters, I love the character. You get to the point where you just absolutely love the characters. Steve Martin's character is great, and freaking Martin Short is the comedic one. Like he's always kind of fit that role anyway in anything he's been in, but he's that funny, like really out there one. You know what I mean? He's a guy who used to direct like Broadway plays, so he's very all his handsy and all in the air, very whatever. I love
It's
it,
very
dude.
animated.
Very animated. I love that guy. Love that guy. Anyway, Saw season 2. That's right now. That's going to be a 4.0. See the show in general. So it means well, it's a
That's a
great show.
that's a
It's a
four.
great
I
freaking
wish
show.
I could. It just it just sounds so weird. It sounds as logical as fucking having a movie with like Rick Moranis and Kim Kardashian.
I mean,
So it's
I
like,
don't blame you. So I blame them the same way. I'm with you there. It's like it shouldn't even make sense.
no.
But it does. It does. And how they
Awesome.
become friends essentially also makes sense. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, yeah.
so that's what I'm trying to say. It all fits. And I don't know. Like I said, the characters are really good. Well written, well
Okay,
acted.
fine. I'll pay for
Oh
goddamn
no, hey,
Hulu.
I'm not twisting arms here, my friend. I'm just throwing it out there that's something
I need to be
that
thought into, and you're doing a phenomenal job.
well, you're welcome. But by the way, there's Prey on that because apparently you can't see it anywhere else,
Yeah,
and
that's
you owe
true.
it to yourself to see that damn thing. Also, another show. Well, anyway, I could tell you this off air. The last thing that I
Now
watched,
people are gonna want to know.
which I
Ah,
talked about it a few weeks ago. The
oh,
Bear, which is the show about the guy who takes over their. He's like a top chef around the world, ends up taking over
oh,
some guy's sandwich
right.
shop in Chicago. Yeah.
Yes, you did
So
mention
yeah, that's an excellent show, like top notch show. Anyway, last thing I watched is a documentary called Turtle Power.
what?
Yes, the definitive history of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from its origins in the graphic novel, how it came up, and it came up very 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 gritty and this
Yeah,
wasn't Marvel, this wasn't
no,
fucking DC, this was just some spin-off whatever that they decided to publish a bunch of issues, and
yeah.
it took off, and before you know it, here we are decades later. Ninja Turtles are still huge, and so it's got this entire history, and I first off, I'm a huge fan of Ninja. I've always loved Ninja Turtles. I haven't watched all of the more recent animations, but
Have
I
you watched
really
all the most recent movies, like the one
I saw the
with
first one. I didn't see the second one,
was it
mostly
Michael
because the
Bay
first one.
that did
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that?
yeah. He was in. I don't know if he's in, he. It's a Michael Bay production. I don't know if he's the director or he's just involved in some way. But yes, I know
Oh,
what you're
okay.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I did see the first one, and it was okay. The Ninja Turtles are like gargantuan. It's ridiculous how big. It's like they might as well be fucking superheroes. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't make sense how big they fucking are. You know what I mean? And they're
They don't live
teenagers
in a
on top of
sewer.
that. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, so they
yeah.
haven't even finished growing, is what you're telling me. So there's more to this. Um, and of course, Megan Fox is in it, which, let's be real, doesn't always help your film, if you will. But anyway, Turtle Power, excellent history on it. Really, really fills in a lot of some stuff that I did know and some stuff I didn't, wasn't completely aware of. How they,
Mm.
how they expanded quickly and then went into the first thing they did was do the toys, and of course at the 80s, anytime you do a toy you got to have a cartoon to go with it because that sells said toy. And then they created that, and who do they get to create it, and some real good names. Chuck Lorre, which is was almost going to be the writer, believe it or not. And Chuck Lorre, you'd know him he's a writer of Two and a Half Men, Big Bang Theory.
Oh
It's like,
wow, yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh shit, can you imagine? But he was the one who was like, I can't do it because I'm in the middle, so he had conflicting. He got someone else, and that person did, who's also big. He doesn't do cartoons anymore. He's big, a much bigger writer. I can't think of his name now. Something White. But anyway, really, really cool. And I really dug it, man. I'm almost ready to order the original because they have the original comic book set,
Uh-huh.
which I always wanted, bro. Like,
The
and
original.
like when I because it's definitely a different type of comic, but it's also much more graphic, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's not, they're fucking killing people, even though they're teenagers, but
The
everything else still stands. How they created Casey Jones and just the little bits that I was like,
Japanese thing, right?
no,
No.
no, sir. This is Eastman and Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. These are the two creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That they were here, and then they started their own Mirage Comics.
Hmm.
And then that's where it came out of. And then they ended up selling the rights to somebody, Nickelodeon, I assume, because that's who currently owns it. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. I dig documentary, so I'm gonna give this one 3.5. This was really good.
This is really good. Okay,
Yeah,
where is it? Where is it again?
I watched it on. Where did I see this? On not Peacock. What the fuck is the other one? Paramount.
Paramount.
Paramount. It's
Oh,
on
yeah,
Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right.
It's pretty cool. It's only an hour and a half. Kind of gives you, but it's interesting too, and it really kind of endears you to the two guys who made it, and
Yeah.
and gives you understanding of how they came to to creating these. There's one thing that I was a little bit questioning, and I'm questioning because after a certain amount of time, you just kind of forget the history. Like you yourself. Like I think of when I first, I don't know, went roller skating when I was whatever, I can remember little bits and pieces, but I fill in with the rest. We're like, well, I guess that's probably what I did. And so when they said, how did you get Ninja Turtles? I understood because you made a turtle into a ninja and that's your first drawing, but how did you get the Teenage Mutant? And the way they said that, I was like, dude, you just don't remember. Just say you don't remember. You know what I mean? Because that was a little out there. It's like, oh, no, I just guess, what would be cool? A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like, no, you didn't say that. Stop it. You know what I mean? Stop. You just don't remember. I get it. It's all good, bro. You're old. It's 30 years ago. Don't lie, though, or don't fill in blanks. Anyway, so good stuff. I enjoy that. For games, keeping it on the Ninja Turtle front, my friend. The Cowabunga Collection, sir. This is the unnecessary purchase that I did. I don't regret it. It's just I really didn't need this. But
no regrets.
But no regrets, bro. No regrets.
I don't remember what company. Okay, you gotta fill us out.
Oh, bro, this is a collection, my friend, of like gargantuan proportions. Really? It's basically, I would assume, everything that was released in the arcade, everything was released in the NES version, Super NES, Genesis, and Game Boy.
Holy shit, that is a collection.
Is a collection, bro. So you have the arcade, you have the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, which we've all played. The Turtles in Time arcade, the NES Ultra Games Super Ninja Turtles, which is I actually posted some gameplay because, believe it or not, I did play this. And I posted some gameplay, and I was like, "Ooh,
emulated? It's emulated. It is.
So what's interesting is it's both. It's emulated. You can get it so that it plays exactly the way it played, and you can also have it so you can like it's fixed up stuff. So for instance, the flickering that normally happened with a lot of those older games, it eliminated those flickering. And slow down that sometimes happen when it's too many things on screen. Like you can still play it that way if you want, or you can turn it off. Dude, this thing is options galore, bro. Really? And it has so much stuff into it. It has strategy guides for each one. Strategy guides. Like you can literally pause, look at the strategy guides. This is more or less what you want to do or where you want to go, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the original like manuals that you can go in and look at in the options menu, see the actual manual that came with the game. And it's like, oh shit, this has, and then it goes into the TV show and the movies and it just little bits of trivia and stuff like, dude. And to think, this is Konami doing this. Like, wow.
I was about to make a joke. I was about to make a joke like, all those games. Oh, Konami will never do that because of the, the Contra and the and the Castlevania collection.
And no, they not only did they did it, they like did it, bro. It was like it comes with everything,
This
bro.
is
Everything.
love.
You also
This
have
is
like versions. You can actually change it over to the UK version or the Japanese version of the games.
oh
For whatever reason, if you
shit.
want to do that. And if it was available, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
dude, it's ridiculous. Oh, so anyway, so what did I leave off? The two arcade games, the Ninja Turtles and Turtles in Time, the
Uh,
NES Ninja Turtles, which I loved. I have it. I know I recognize it being hard as shit.
yes, I love that
I'll give
game.
a sidebar on that. And I'll keep going with the games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game on NES. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project, the NES. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters on NES. So those are your four NES
Tournament
games.
Fighter is there.
Tournament Fighters
Of
is
course,
here.
of course, it'll be there. But holy shit, that game! I love that game because I was in the height of the fighting
The
games in
fighting game,
general,
yeah.
The Street Fighter Two, and
Yep.
you were looking for the next fix, and there was a lot of pretenders that just didn't make the cut.
This
But
has
that one was
three
special.
versions of it. It has the NES version, it has the Tournament Fighter Super Nintendo version, and it has the Genesis version.
Holy
And
shit,
so
bro!
then you have the Super Nintendo Turtles in Time, so Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time.
Uh,
Then you have for the Sega Genesis, the Hyperstone Heist. And then you have three Game Boy games: The Fall of the Foot Clan, Back from the Sewers, and Radical Rescue. And bro, for someone who like me, like I mean, you may not know me as to be someone who but you want to know a Saturday morning cartoon that I watch a lot? I mentioned it, Ninja Turtles, even though I
Ninja
know I started
Turtles,
during the week, but
yeah.
when it came on the weekends, bro, I was up early to watch that. I was a huge fan of the series, of the even the early first film, if you will.
Uh,
And dude, it's so cool, man. And so I was gonna say what I put a pin in. It has stop points that you can, like with any other of these games, you
oh, like
can
save states.
save space. Yeah, you can save and come back. So
Uh,
NES Ninja Turtles is definitely not going to be as hard as it used to be, even though the game itself is still hard. But
yeah.
obviously, you have a save point because before, when you turn off the game, you start all over again. You know what I mean? Here, you don't have to turn off the game. It saves. There's a save state for it, and you just come back to that particular thing.
I
I'm
remember
already
that.
at the water, and I'm already getting my ass handed to
Oh.
me a fucking electrical seaweed. But I do smiling as I'm dying, like fuck. All right, let's do this again. Still with a smile, man. And the music, oh,
Oh.
oh god, dude,
Oh,
it's
that's yeah. Those games and the music of that game is phenomenal. And there were some things on that game that were annoying as shit. Aside from the obviously the most annoying part, or probably in games in general, not the most because that would be Battletoads, but the water on this game was brutal. But there's also I remember some random element of it where especially at the later stages where you go when you have to find the fucking
the Technodrome.
technodrome.
Yeah, yeah. I
It
don't.
was annoying as hell to try to locate it.
Oh,
And
no, I know what you mean. But I was just gonna fill that blanket to say again, when you pause it, the not the game pause, but the
uh,
like the main over game pause.
uh,
Every game, everyone so far that I've touched has a strategy guide. So now I can see the water level for what it is and know where I need to go. Just
oh,
pause it for a second. Okay, I
nice.
need to do that. Okay, and then unpause and now I go where I need to go. And
Very
it has the same
nice.
map for locating the technodrome. So it's like, okay, it's again, you can play it if you want to that way, or hell, just use the thing and just kind of go. Okay, I don't know where to go. But yeah, man, I'm
That's
really
awesome.
happy that I got it. I wasn't sure I was going to, like, it was going to be this or Shredder's Revenge. And to be fair, this one is $39.99, so it's a little up there
I'm
for what you pay.
surprised actually that you just went for it. I wasn't
I
expecting. You must be a fan.
the yeah I just I was going I was again I was wavering on Shredder's Revenge, just because I know I understand it, whatever, and I still will get Shredder's Revenge. But when I saw this one, and then I saw that it has the NES one, and I know it's not the best Ninja Turtle game,
I
but it's
still
my first Ninja Turtle game, and
yes,
I
exactly.
loved it for what it was. Hard and all, not knowing that it was overly hard. Like I didn't know this was too hard. It's just the way games were back then. You know what I mean? So But yeah, man. So I don't even know what to score this, but I'll just
How
hold
do you
off on score.
score a
How do you
whole
score a
collection? Yeah.
classic collection like this? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Um,
value. Well, not not compare against price, but compare against like if you're a fan of the Turtles, like this is a get no matter what.
yeah, for sure. For sure. It's 12, 13 titles. 13
13
titles.
titles.
11 of them have their original Japanese versions. There's online capability, by the way, for some of the arcade ones.
Ooh,
I think 4 games. Titles with TMNT the arcade, Turtles in
got it.
Time the arcade, the Hyperstone Heist, and Tournament Fighters for Super Nintendo. Those 4 games have online
Wow.
capability right now. So for what I'm getting, I feel like I'm getting a lot here, and obviously, if I feel this is invaluable as a fan. But even if you like it but not love it, or interested, whatever, I mean, you're getting a lot. So $39.99 to me was like, yeah, that's doable. I'm getting a
Yeah.
lot here, and I will play even the Game Boy ones. You know what I mean? Even if to dabble in it for a little bit, just to see what they were, because I never had a Game Boy. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh,
Uh,
fuck it. And then Tournament Fighters. I mean, come on, I gotta get into that good old classic right there. But anyway, I I will refrain from from
for
even
scoring, that would
scoring
be
it. Yeah, it's
you
hard to do. But before I even got on that, and I guess I should have started this one, but I feel like that was a nice segue. We're talking about the Ninja Turtles, but I did finish Metro Exodus. Is the last thing I have. I did finish Metro Exodus.
eh,
Really, really, really good. Um, Dude, this is 4.0, man. This is 4.0
oh
for me. I
shit.
really, really,
I
I
get
thought it
I
was a
own this
great game, man.
game.
You are doing yourself a disservice for not playing, and you're on PC. If I'm mistaken, you're
Yes.
probably playing this is a PC type of game anyway.
Yeah.
It is really good. I know it has that very European flair, but it's what gives it its charm.
Uh-huh.
You have some NPCs that you suddenly really care for in this game, even though they sound funny and sometimes you wonder if they're making fun of the accent or really true about it. But um, all the little things that you do, the way you can wipe the stuff away, the way you look at your arm to see a specific radiation level, or even they like these motion sensors very similar to the aliens, where you can see it's like, okay, the dots in front of you, so it's whatever it is right coming up this way. um but it's all in game. It's nothing menu based. It's nothing anything else, and it's a beautiful looking game. It's a challenging game. um and I enjoyed it, man. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Apparently, there's multiple endings. I won't say what ending I got, but so that's another thing. But I'm happy with the ending I got. It's really a surprising one, if you will, because I wasn't sure I would enjoy being open world, but
Yeah.
it's not open world. It's just open areas like hubs, and the
Uh-huh.
hubs are not too big, and you have ways of managing getting around and stuff like that, and it's just
You gotta
it's
appreciate
nice,
the
man.
level of craft of craft that you get on a lot of those like European
Yeah,
games in general.
I
Like it
agree.
makes me think like take me even to games like Witcher, for example. Like
Exactly,
in the
another
early
perfect
ones,
example.
it was still a lot of detail and a lot of care and a lot of immersion. Like when you mentioned how he looks as the watch, how he needs to like put a mask on and all, and
Hmm.
those kind of things is those things that will be something maybe scripted on another game. Like
Yeah.
no, over here
And
you
here, your
close.
battery runs low, so you got to bring the battery out whenever the light starts to flicker
Right.
and turn off. You have, and not to mention, you have a night vision. So night vision even uses more power, and you got to kind of balance that out. There's certain areas that have high um, radiation. So
Uh-huh.
because of that, shit just doesn't work. So now you're using your lighter, you know what I mean? This little Zippo lighter, and the Zippo lighter itself can
Awesome.
illuminate, not just illuminate the area, but that you can come and burn stuff and turn stuff on.
Yeah.
It's just these little touches that makes it really look and feel real.
That's awesome.
even though you're also dealing with mutant creatures or something like that. But yeah, man, 4.0 for Metro Exodus. Really glad I did that one. And but anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, at 2 hours is all that we've been doing. And we are back, guys. It is now time for the second half, and we're going to start, of course, with our trailer of the week.
I won.
I think
I
you did.
won.
I
I
think
thought
you
we were sustaining. I just kept going because you kept going. So
did. Yeah. And I did the same, but then I had to stop because I didn't hear anything else. So I was like, oh, and then I heard that you were still going. I'm like, well, shit. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our trailer. Well, I'm not sure if you want to even mention any of the runner-ups, but we know what the trailer of the week is.
I don't think there's. I don't think there were any.
Yeah, exactly. They were just there, really,
Yeah.
to scratch a curiosity.
Yeah.
But trailer of the week, guys. Little title called "Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery."
What
Sir,
a name.
I just call it Glass Onion. I'd rather call it that.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. The glass, just like the idea of it. It's like glass onion. It's like, okay.
I'm curious to know why it's called Glass Onion. You know what I mean? But I also don't want to know yet. I want to.
It has a lot of layers, but it's difficult to peel. Maybe I don't know.
So. It is glass.
Yeah. Sorry, just saw this trailer, and I have to agree. Like I am very excited about this movie.
As am I.
We also the trailer. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, or correct me if you disagree. But I think it's fair to say that this is a movie where expectations should be tempered. But I don't think there's necessarily a reason to think to have a particular like a warning, like I don't like something I saw here.
I mean, but the expectation is to say, well, look, they sort of caught lightning in a bottle with Knives Out.
Yes.
A movie I own and I have easily watched now probably 10 times. That's not even a joke. I love that movie. Love that movie. It is hilarious. It is interesting. It's well freaking filmed. And
cast was amazing.
Cast was amazing. And you know what? To be fair, we'll get into the cast here too. There's some top-notch folks here as well. But yeah, it's definitely the first one is I call it lightning in a bottle. I mean, that's exactly what it was. And so to think that you can catch lightning in a bottle twice, very few people ever do. I love Rian Johnson. I love everything he's done. Even some of the stuff that some people didn't like for instance, The Last Jedi. I get it, but I still think that was an excellent film.
I love The Last Jedi. Yeah, that's the only one I liked of the
three. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I think with this cast, we can probably get some really good stuff. So the cast, I wanted to quickly go. The first, you have Ethan Hawke, obviously Daniel Craig returning as Benoit Blanc, Edward Norton, which I know is going to bring his A game. He brings his A game and everything to the annoyance of most people he works with. You know what I mean? Because he's one of those. Catherine Hahn, which you probably recognize her from. God, what the hell? The oh my God! I can't. WandaVision. Dave Bautista, which also from the MCU. Kate Hudson, Janelle Monáe, and then Leslie Odom Jr. You recognize him as good old Aaron Burr. You know,
which I didn't.
I was gonna say amongst other things, but that one's that's I love that part.
Aaron Burr.
But and there's a couple of names here I don't know, but the cast seems strong, sir. I think it's I don't think it's I don't know if it's as strong. I mean, looking at the first one, I mean, you can tell.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly. I was like, there's a strong cast. I don't know if I will compare it to the cast on on the original one. Like I kind of loved everybody there. I'll have to see this one. Who knows? I gotta be honest, and this is my own, I guess, bias or prejudice, if you want to call it that. But I don't care about Dave Batista that much, you
Oh,
know. In general, like, people say, or you just say he's a good actor. It's like, okay,
I mean, you only have a
um,
few things to go with when it comes to that, but I mean, he has some stuff that he's done that's actually pretty decent. Let's leave out Guardians of the Galaxy, even though I think he's kind of funny. But let's leave that out for a second. He has done Army of Thieves. I don't know if you watched that yet. He was actually pretty decent in that. That is an action film, so it's not really, he didn't even have to go that far out on stuff on there. He was in for a small moment, even though he did have like a short as well, but in Blade Runner 2049. Um,
there.
and
Oh,
I mean, before that, he was in wrestling, so sometimes you could go with that. But so there, I've just noticed some glimpses of special moments from him. So I will admit we probably haven't seen his best. That what he can do. But I think with good direction, he can definitely. I think he can surprise us. I think he definitely
okay.
can surprise us. I would invite you to see Army of Thieves, even though Army of Thieves is a Zack Snyder film. It's a zombie film, and it's obviously wacky and crazy. Um,
Hey, I didn't hear
but
any warning on that one.
the yeah, no, yeah, that's up. I'm surprised you haven't watched that. It's a Netflix film. You can watch it at any point.
I can watch any
Um,
point, yeah.
but yeah, Army of Thieves is probably the last serious role, and by serious I mean he himself played a more serious role. And yeah, I can't really see anything else he's done here.
Mm,
But I will invite you to watch that first, and then
mm,
kind of go, okay, well maybe there is something there. And I don't know if you remember him from
okay.
2049, but I know what you
I
mean though.
don't. I don't honestly. Yeah, and but
Oh,
then
really?
again, there's a lot of things I don't remember about that movie, and that's not saying it in any, like, not appreciating kind of way. And
Gotcha.
honestly, just it's just my mind, the way my mind works. But yeah, no, I mean, there was this comedy where he was a cop, and he grabbed this guy's Uber, and he becomes his driver basically. I forgot, I don't remember what the name of it, but it was a comedy, and
I think I know this one.
I thought that was so silly. Yeah, and now you have to find it, and you
I'm
haven't seen
looking
it,
for it
and
now. Let me see.
you're not gonna watch it, and I'm not gonna tell you to watch it because it's absolutely not a Mad Dog movie at all.
Let me
Um,
see.
Uber,
Let me
was it?
see.
Oh no, it's not called
My
Uber.
Spy is one. The Escape Plan is another movie of his. Dune, he was in Dune. We saw him in Dune. Um, we haven't seen Thor yet. I don't have a movie here with that, bro. Unless it's
Stuber. It's right, an Uber
oh wow,
with
I don't have it.
it has
Oh, I just realized I gotta go further back. Okay. The
what's his
bomb.
name? Kumail uh Nagiani.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
think I know. I think what you're talking about. Okay.
it's a
Wow,
stupid
we're going
it's a
back.
stupid
Okay.
it's a
Yeah.
stupid movie. No, not that far back. I think that movie came out like in 2019.
I mean,
Movie
I'm
come out
still
now,
looking for it at this point, sir. What's the name of it again?
like Uber, but put as an S and a T at the beginning. Stuber.
Oh, Hotel Artemis. He was also in that, which is actually pretty decent.
King Hell. Stuber.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Stuber. Here it is.
There you
2019.
go.
Stuber.
Hey, 2019. Exactly. It's not that old.
Yeah, but I'm guessing it's one of those comedies I don't want to
Now,
watch.
it is one of those comedies you totally won't. Yes.
Fair enough.
It is
Fair enough.
absolutely 100% one of those.
So one of those. Okay. Well, there you go. So yeah. So anyway, going back to the trailer of the week. I'm looking forward to this. It comes out on December 23rd, bro. That's like the best Christmas gift as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
Netflix is giving me a Christmas gift, and I'm happy.
That is awesome. The fact that it's coming. Yeah.
So yeah, that is Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, coming on the December 10th, coming to Netflix. It is also coming to the theater, so you have that opportunity as well if you just want to watch it at the big screen.
You know what? If I hear some good vibe about it early on,
you go check it out.
I might have to check it in the movie theater. Take the missus.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Even if it's like the perfect vibe, the fact that I can watch it at home, I'm just gonna watch it at home. That's just me. But I get it. It
does feel like
yeah, I get it. I want those. To me, is like if you go to theater, it's got to be something I can only watch there. And I know it sucks, but at the same time, it's like I get it. But yeah, that's our trailer of the week. Just want to throw out some quick news bits, and these are really small news bits, but I do want to talk about a couple of updates coming to the consoles. The first one, of course, is for the Xbox Series XS update, which adds party chat noise suppression feature. I didn't know that could be a thing if it wasn't already there.
Noise suppression.
The company said noise suppression will help remove sounds like gamepad clicks, breathing, and background noises from parties.
Oh my God. Are you alive there? Oh my God. I knew I shot you, but I didn't know they was going to kill you for real. You guys like, no, bro, I'm here. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you breathe. Yeah, sorry.
I will say one thing, and I know Chaos jumps on this a lot, and I'm okay with it because I guess he doesn't have a good headset, but at the same time, he does it through the controller, through the DualSense. Obviously, we're talking PlayStation here, but I'm just saying, PlayStation obviously can pick up. You don't need a headset to talk, in the DualSense and stuff like that, but it picks up all his with the controller.
Oh, when he's with the controller,
I'm hearing. I'm like, damn, bro.
So what you're saying is that we should start our crowdfunding campaign to buy him a different set, noise canceling, or maybe us by ourselves.
Yeah,
so noise canceling.
That could be it. Yeah, on our end, so we can.
Or maybe. He is part of the Gorilla Grodd team. Yes,
I mean, it sounds like he is
super.
That's for sure. No. I guess he's just pressing buttons. But I'm like, I can't like. And the funny thing is, I watch him play, and I can't, obviously I'm not lining it up with what's happening because there's a little delay. But then I'm just like, man, what are you hitting? That it sounds like you're hitting like buttons 4 or 5 times, and your character's only moving like once or twice. So I'm like, what are we doing? It's so funny, but it could just be the movement in the stick. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know because the mic is picking that up from the controller because it's the controller. The mic is right on the controller, so it's just weird. But
dude, how many controllers do you go by?
Yeah,
all right.
Sure. And then the other piece I wanted to throw out there was PS5 had a firmware update, which first adds 1440p output, and brings folders because people like me.
That's it. That's all. That's it. I know for a fact that is all it took for you to have one of the best gaming nights you have ever had, and it wasn't even gaming in the sense that you were not playing the games. You were organizing.
I was organizing, yes. And to be fair, I didn't do as much as I did before, mostly because now, thanks to PlayStation 5, because PlayStation 4 allowed you to create folders, but only with stuff that was installed. Once you uninstalled it would remove it from the folder, and if you installed it again after that, it would be outside of the folder. Now, with this one, I'm looking at my whole 400 some odd game library going, oh my God, I need to organize this. My goodness. And of course, and I kept it simple this time. I kept it with, my actual backlog, you know what I mean? The stuff I have not touched at all. And I don't even know why I bought it because I haven't touched it. And then other games that I have that I did, but I never finished, but intend to go back to. Because there's plenty of shit that I didn't finish that I have zero intent. Dude, and I almost did make that list, or the one you said called Nope. I almost did make that one. But I didn't do that. But no, I was going through
the list of games that you have tried and you never intend to go back again.
Never will go back at all.
And Bayonetta was there.
Actually, no. If I, you know what? I want to say Bayonetta maybe on it, only because I feel like I didn't give it its fair shake. It is an older game, you know what I mean? A PlayStation 3 game. So it's like, okay, maybe I need to just think it out a little bit. So I think it is there. So,
Just,
but no promises. I don't know.
just stop playing with my heart. I wanna let the listeners be advised that you guys know I got rid of my Switch because I just honestly never saw myself going back to it, and I saw a few games there that I didn't buy digitally, so I have the physical copies, and most of them Mad Dog had. I wanted to be gracious and offer, hey man, all of them could be yours. Just fucking take them, you know. And he's like, well, I have most of them, but I guess I'll pick up Zelda. I'm like, oh, okay, Zelda. And among the titles, Bayonetta 2 was there. and again, let me remind you, I was no strings attached. Just like, take it. You haven't played it, take it. Just have it's like, I'm all right. Not even free. He will take Bayonetta. It's like, oh. Fuck you, Bayonetta. That's what you're saying, basically.
I swear, right? I mean, no insult. I recognize it. I recognize the game for what it is. But yeah, I mean, I never even. I mean, I only played probably a few hours of the, not even, maybe a couple of hours of the first one, and I just like, not liking the way this is playing, and
no, you're not a fan of the. So because I hey, listen, I realize it's not for the story. It's not gonna be the story. It's not gonna be that. But like the flashiness of the character action portion of it, it was what I found phenomenal. And I mean, I was shooting from my feet. How awesome is that? Anyway,
yeah.
None of that like calls your attention. Like even cause you didn't even pick up Devil May Cry 5, which I thought that was a great one to get.
When I saw you playing it, you had it, and it just. I like hack and slash games. Don't get me wrong, and that's what that is. That is an action hack and slash games. I at least I think I do. I'm not even sure at this point, but when I saw Devil May Cry 5, because I knew you were playing it, and you played it for a while, because it was back when we were still recording in the house, at your house, and I was like, okay, well that looks cool, you know, but it no me llamó, bro. It didn't in any way, nothing of it, you know, and I get it. That's one of those games that obviously makes you feel badass, and because obviously Dante is or whoever which character is it, you know, they're badass. You know what I mean? That's their point, and so, which also, by the way, is also what Bayonetta is, right? She herself is a badass, and like, okay, I like all that stuff, and I guess in its own time, but they never call me. It's almost like, well, let me jump into it now. You know what I mean? And kind of go from there. But it's just those two fall within the same category, really. Yeah. And I. But so does God of War, like the original God of War, and that I love those three God of Wars. But so I can't. I don't know what
so that's the differentiation. We just found the differentiation. It doesn't have a Sony logo. Why would I play this shit? It's always published by Sony, then, you know, they will be talking. But until Sony buys Capcom and get the Devil May Cry, they can go fuck itself.
You know what? I'm curious now. Let me do a quick search of games like I was just gonna say Far Cry. What the fuck is that shit called?
What? Which one?
The one we were talking about, part 5 of the Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry. 5. Come on.
Games like it's the heck. Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden Black.
Gaiden. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. Well, awesome. Games like Devil May Cry 5. Oh, Devil May Cry 4. Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 3. Like, no, dude, like DMC. Metal Gear Rising, which I never played.
Yes, that game was kind of crazy. Oh, Bayonetta is phenomenal. Dude, they were fucking. You would have loved Rising. It has parries. That's the reason I stopped playing that game.
Oh, X-Men Origins Wolverine, believe it or not, which is another one compared to it. I don't understand that.
Really?
Transformers
Okay.
Devastation, which I did not care for.
No.
Dante's Inferno, which I maybe started. I don't remember that one. God Hand. Okay, Metal Gear Solid Revengeance, Ninja Gaiden, Lords of Shadow,
Yeah, Los Shadows, sort of like
Ghost
that.
of
Yeah.
Tsushima. There you go. Even though I don't really think that's the same, but
Really?
it's on this
I
list.
okay. That's
Rise,
like saying
Son of
Witcher
Rome.
3.
Yeah, I gotta throw that out there. Bloodborne. Okay, now we're getting ridiculous. No,
No, no, no,
Sekiro. No,
no.
no,
That
no.
list,
Stop.
no, that
Astral
list is like,
Chain. I had my eye on
yeah.
Astral Chain, but I
Oh,
remember
that's
you played it, and I was like,
way too anime for you.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
way too anime.
Yeah.
You will
So those are
not.
the I guess in retrospect, I'm not really a big action hack and slash guy.
There you go. You
You
just
know what I mean?
discovered it.
I just How about that? I learned a little something about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so did you guys all together. Thank you for joining me on this discovery of myself. Last little bit, real quick. Sony, for some reason, has decided to go with a gray camouflage accessory for the PlayStation 5,
Oh.
which looks horrible as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I don't know what that's about. That's definitely
it's
not me.
it's very urban desert kind of feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's a design. I'm glad they're doing it. It's not for me, but I'm glad
not
they're
for
doing
me
it
either.
because first of
Would
all,
never be near it. Yeah,
it's like they're realizing that, hey, guys, you are living, you're leaving money on the table. D Brand saw that shit. What's it, D Brand? How the fuck did we buy the dark plates?
yeah, D-Brand.
D Brand, right? They saw that opportunity. Well, actually, before D Brand, there was another company. Other companies came out, and Sony was just put them down, like put them through. They were not even like, no, because we're doing it. They were like, just nope, you can't do them. We're not doing them. You're not gonna do them either. You're not gonna be making money. Which, fair enough. But the D Brand was like, bro, not only we're doing it, but come sue us, please. Go, like literally on a website. It's like a challenge to Sony to sue them on the website. You can still see it, by the way. And I think Sony realized that, hey, if they're gonna do it, we might as well.
Sony is just it infuriates me that they're leaving. I mean,
It's a
not because
great
I want them to,
opportunity.
not because I want them to. I mean, obviously, I want the company to prosper because they prosper. Like they'll continue to make games, and I live in that ecosystem. But reality is just like, dude, you're missing out on delivering some really good stuff to your player base. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The design, the designing of the controllers, the different plates that you can use. You should have a fucking lineup of fucking plates at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of just random craziness that you can do, make your own. You have then the Sony ones, which will be specific with God of War and fucking
Yeah.
Horizon and Spider-Man and all this stuff. It's like nothing. We've got nothing.
Here's
D
the thing.
Brand has offered the most, and my PlayStation, I love the way my PlayStation 5 looks now. It's inverted.
Dude,
in
looks
color.
great.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I love it. And it looks perfect. I'm like, damn, you guys could have done this. We could have got this from you. You know what I mean? But no, you don't want to do it. So yeah, go to the third party shit.
Here's one thing that I sort of understand. I sort of understand their view because it's something that you also see. You also see a lot of companies adopting, and it's the fact that you still want your item to be immediately recognizable because you want your item, whatever you're selling, to be an icon. And the more you customize it, the less it looks like like something. And also, let's be real, too much customization can cheapen the look a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, but it cheapens the look to the person who owns it. They already
True,
own it.
right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And
But you have too many of them out there, and everybody cause like Microsoft did it with the 360, the faceplate. Oh, dude, there were first plates from all different types, and a great marketing opportunity. For them, and they saw a fuck ton of those. But you look at like a 360, and it always looked like and I'm talking about the original one, the red ring of death one. Before they redesigned it and they did away with that. But the old one that had the faceplate, like I like the idea of the faceplates and stuff like that, or so I thought at first. But you see everybody having like different ones and stuff like that, and it's kind of like hodgepodge madness. Whether you saw a PlayStation 3 and it only looked one way, like a PlayStation 3, and you immediately recognize that's a PlayStation 3. That you don't need to customize that. This thing is perfect the way it looks. It's the Apple mentality.
Yeah, but at the same time, Sony themselves were doing how many different versions of PlayStation 4? Like there were every major release that they were doing, they had a version of that console.
I didn't think that was that many, but I know what you mean. Yeah, they started doing that. Yeah,
it was doing. I feel like they were doing a lot more from any other generation. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, to backtrack on the thing, they want it to be recognizable. Dude, look at the shape of the PlayStation 5. There's no way you're not going to know what the hell that is. You know that's a PlayStation 5 because nothing else looks like. I mean, they went with that design to really stand out. So if you really stand out, then what difference does it make?
It does, right? It does to me. Like if somebody looks at my PlayStation 5 the way it looks right now, which is very similar to the way you look, except that you actually did that white accent at the front and I didn't. So mine's all black. And you don't immediately think, "Oh, that's a PlayStation." Like I actually had someone look at it and was like, "What is that?" They thought I don't know what they thought it was, and before they realized, like, "Oh, that's the PlayStation. Why you have it like that?" Like, I bought this thing. You could customize it. Cool. My nephew, I think it was, but yeah.
Well, I feel sorry for your nephew for not recognizing. No, I'm just kidding.
It creates it's kind of like not an identity crisis, because I know what you mean. Like the people that matter to already, or you will think you already recognize PlayStation 5, but like I get it. Honestly, I can't super blame them for choosing to stay with one look. I mean, the gamepads do what you will, go nuts, but the console, you kind of want it to be recognizable. Now, that said, I do blame them for doing shit like this, because I'm sorry, I don't like that weird, desert, urban, whatever you want to call it, the camouflage thing. Like
no one does.
No
one likes that shit.
You have a lot of different colors, a different way that you could have done that. You started with the wrong one.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. It doesn't make any sense that they went with that. But hey, it's their thing, and
they're gonna do
money
better
on the table. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's the last of the little news bits. So let's just get into the main news bits, which will also be our hot topic of the week.
Hot
topic again, guys, is Call of Duty Tug of War. The newest title coming out from no. So the Tug of War
on Nintendo Switch.
The Tug of War is really about little history, and I'm going to give you the history, and I'm going to just turn it over to Mr. Santos here for his thoughts. But basically, when Xbox decided to, or Microsoft decided to purchase Activision Blizzard, of course, that came with many IP, and one of the major IP, probably one of the biggest IP, or the biggest selling IP every year for the last God knows how many years, Call of Duty. And of course, a concern for many folks, particularly those who are on PlayStation, is like, well, what does that mean for Call of Duty? Are we not going to have Call of Duty
exclusivity?
Exactly, which is to be expected, right? I mean, if you're the owner, why would you share it with anybody? But Phil Spencer has gone out on record saying that no, we're committed to making the series available for PlayStation, and he even said, several more years after the current marketing deal with Activision is set to expire. So the current, it turns out that the current,
Sony.
I'm sorry, with Sony, but it was a Sony Activision deal
Right.
before it was before Microsoft was even involved. But anyway, the current deal is set to be the last title to come to the console would be on 2024, and we've just found out recently that that has been extended per Spencer, that we do look to extend that past several more years after Sony's current marketing deal, which had with Activision that had expired. Well, Jim Ryan, who apparently was a little insulted in the fact that Phil Spencer was even talking about this because he claims he thought this was a private conversation, but it goes on record saying, I had intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel I need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought it to the public forum. Microsoft has only offered Call of Duty to remain in PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between the Sony Activision one that was done. So that would be 2024 is when it's supposed to end, the original one. So that would be 2025, 26, 27. Mm-hmm. So up to 2027.
Right around the corner.
Right. Yeah. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty being on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take into account of the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft proposal undermines this principle. So I'm going to stop right there, sir, and I'm going to throw it over to you just to ask your thoughts on this interesting, tug of war with a property that, like it or not, Sony, you don't own. So you can bitch and moan about it as much as you want, but in the end, what are you going to do? You don't own it, or at least you're not going to own it because the purchase of Activision still has been completed yet. But right now, all signs point to that being done. So what do you say, sir?
Oh, I think you is pissed as fuck for having Phil Spencer make comments on the dealings. First of all, I do want to acknowledge that Phil Spencer coming out and talking about this was probably a mistake. He shouldn't have done it. Reason I'm saying this is because I agree that these are business dealings that are probably still on the table. They're probably still discussing.
Not solidified. Yep.
Not solidified. There's no good that could be had from starting, from going out into the press and talking, regardless of your intention. Like if your intention was to sound like, oh, don't, Sony fans don't have to worry. We intend to continue providing, the Call of Duty experience on your console. That's not going away. Like even if the intent was something like that, it still sounds shitty. It still sounds like it's coming from, we own it, but we're gonna let you have it. First off, and second of all, the time frame that it's allowing, it's right. Jim Ryan's right. It's not enough. It's not enough to appease, for example, let's say maybe some investors even, because some investors might look at this and start getting a little worried. And granted, this might be people that invest. Not all investors are savvy. Some of them are just going by the historical data. Not all of them are gamers. You start selling that. The best selling game, is not gonna be on the console, on the PlayStation. They're already they might already start thinking like, oh shit, that means that means prices are gonna go down. That the stock is gonna take a hit. I better start getting out, and it becomes a chain reaction because now it's actually getting going down, and some other people grab, does the same thing, and like I said, not all investors are knowledgeable about gaming enough to just to realize that, hey, this is probably, this is still nothing. When you think about it, Sony is still on an extraordinarily good position. Even if they were to really lose, a Call of Duty, what's the major harm? Something minor, maybe. They hey, oh, they own fucking Bungie, and that will be a retaliation of the ages. So you guys calm down. But investors don't know that, and I think that's the mentality that Jim Bryan has into the. Oh yeah, this dealing should not have been brought public, and since you did, I'm here to set the record straight. I think you're treating us shitty, and I think you're treating us shitty like our gameplays, our game base, the people, the Sony players, in a very shitty way. Which, granted, the that aspect of it, I know that Microsoft doesn't give a fuck. But they do give a fuck about the number, not the fact that they're a Sony player, but the number that is there means a lot more sales of this series. So yeah, I'm not I'm not gonna say that it was a fucking malicious of Spencer to say those things, but it was still it shouldn't have happened. It was still completely unnecessary, and this is gonna have an impact on this business dealings. Now, to which way? Because you gotta remember also, Sony might still get Call of Duty for years to come, right? If Microsoft owns the IP and they own a console, all those marketing promotions that use the Activision, those sweet promotions that the Sony and Activision used to have, those marketing deals, that's out.
Oh yeah,
that's completely done. So
that's done in 2024, because that's part of the original deal with Activision. That's still set to 2024.
Yeah, but
I can tell you that the extension that Phil Spencer is talking about past that for the next few years or next 3 years is not going to include those deals.
Especially when you're dealing with Activision, you can they have a way of fulfilling a contract without really giving too much care about it. Like when I'm saying it's gone right now, I mean the real good stuff that was happening. I'm not a Call of Duty player, so I don't know exactly what it, but releasing maps early,
maps,
those stuff. Those stuff is what I mean. That they might still. There are ways that they can still fulfill their end of the bargain, but not really giving it their best interest. Like it happened with Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk had a contract to make games until, like, I forgot what the year was, and for the longest time they hadn't fulfilled one. What did they do? They shitted over a particular. Which ones was one of the last Tony Hawk games that came out that was like a numbered Tony Hawk?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Tony Hawk's. I don't remember even the number. So,
yeah.
Not the remake. Huh?
Yeah, not the remake that just happened.
Not the remake that just happened, but a fucking shit of a game, and it was just like you could tell that this is just to fulfill the contract with probably a D team, of like whoever, because that game was bad. It was terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, because Microsoft, I will hope, and I wouldn't think they will necessarily like make a, they wouldn't what you call sabotage is the word I'm looking for. They wouldn't sabotage Sony version. I'm not saying about that. I'm just giving you an example of ways that you can still fulfill a contract without really properly fulfilling it the way that your partner intended you to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking like all those sweet deals, might be over. And Jim knows
Oh,
this.
yeah, those are definitely going to be. Those are. I mean, again, not over until the original deal. Although I guess technically,
Mhm.
like I said, they can change it at any point they want. But I'm sure they'll face some sort of issue. But the point is, the original deal with Activision ends 2024. So whatever good stuff they had will end there.
Mhm.
But I do feel that I think it's necessary to first address the weird elephant in the room, or maybe just the hypocrisy behind
Mhm.
some of Sony's thing here, where, hey, exclusivity is all good and whatever until you're making stuff exclusive that we can't have. You know what I mean? And let's be real, that's exactly what's happening here. And Sony has been all about the exclusives. They even paying for exclusive from third and second parties. Hell, Final Fantasy 7 remake was
Mhm.
supposed to come to Xbox after a
Right.
year of exclusivity, and it still hasn't come, and
Nope.
no one's talking about it, and that's because I'm sure Sony paid for that shit. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that happened in the background. So, with that said, that says it all. And it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
so this is it's a kind of a hypocritical look or complaint that you're having with that. And I can understand why they would take that thing. I kind of disagree that it's not a major thing. I think it is a major thing. I think in the last few years, Call of Duty being again always the number one selling game. Well, that number one selling game is primarily played on PlayStation, so that's a huge part. Not the biggest part, not detrimental if it gets removed, but still a big chunk of revenue that's not there, and a player base that comes to you to play this that can potentially leave, especially on the next console when they go, oh, well, it's only on the new Xbox, and I like Call of Duty. I've been playing that shit every
Mhm.
fucking year. Well, what happened the last time with PlayStation 4? How many uh gamers transitioned over from Xbox over to
Mhm.
PlayStation just because of certain choices that were made. Well,
Yep.
this is another choice. And this is another decision that's being made. And if that happens and it suddenly does not get put on PlayStation, well, yeah, you're going to have less PlayStation users because that Call of Duty base is big. It's huge. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think it is major. So I can see why they're arguing the point. It's a little hypocritical considering everything Sony's been doing since what, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2 maybe,
Oh.
you know. But yeah, it's a little hypocritical. But at the same time, I can see why that is. On the flip side of that, I can also see Phil Spencer just not solidifying a deal just yet because Microsoft may just be wanting to feel the waters a bit. Like, okay, well,
Mhm.
you're already guaranteed at 2024. We're okay with extending it for another 3 years. Perhaps that's 2027.
Just so that we can appease the regulators
The
because we're
regulate,
we're still in the
correct,
middle of this.
correct. Yep.
You know.
Because that is another thing right now. The some UK thing is talking about it. Oh, it's it stands to put Sony, their competitor, at a disadvantage or something like that. And so yeah, so all that's still out there, but also I think they want to feel out where things are going to be at that point in 2027. The gaming world may look completely different. You know what I mean? So they're like, why do we need to go any further than that at this time? Because right now, I would argue they can't. I mean, they could technically, up on 2024 pull it, but I feel like they don't want to either. Microsoft pull it from PlayStation because it is also a revenue source for them. You know what I mean? They're going to
Mhm.
make a lot of that money on that particular. They'll make 100% on theirs, anything that's sold, and then an additional 30% that's or 70%. I don't know what but they're going to make money on the other console as well. So that's
Yeah.
just money in their bank. And when you own these major studios that are delivering Call of Duties every year, even though they say they don't want to do that, but they still have to deliver a quality title all the time, and you are probably putting this game into Game Pass, which really that means everybody who already gives you that $10 or $1, you know what I mean? It just gonna say it feels like it's also in Microsoft's best interest to allow that revenue stream to happen on the other end, but they just don't want to solidify anything in the future. Which I guess business wise, you don't sell the fucking, or you don't give away the bank. You sort of lease these things out. All right, we'll do for another 3 years, and then in 3 years, all right, we'll renew for another whatever. Just keep filling it out until you feel like
they have the power to remove it whenever whenever they feel like, oh, okay, I think
and now's the time. Exactly, now's the time to okay, well now we feel and they could do it because at that point maybe the market changes. Maybe
Sony did
Xbox,
it with Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Spider-Man. Wait,
Sony was it's Spider-Man the movie, like the character. Sony with Spider-Man. I mean, look at Spider-Man. Nobody gave a fuck about Spider-Man except for Mad Dog when he was Sony. But then he came to the MCU and it became a big thing. And now Sony was like, no, thank you. We want our Spider-Man back. We're not renewing the contract.
Yeah,
perfect example.
Exactly. So that's what they want to do. They don't want to sell Spider-Man to MCU because that's a huge, because I'm sure they can ask for a lot of money for that. Yeah. But it's that one-time thing. Why not just keep, licensing out? And that's the same thing that Microsoft is looking at until the point where you realize, okay, we're not doing much more, or maybe it's not selling as much on but let's say in 2027 it's not selling as much on PlayStation anymore for whatever reason. Well, now we're going to keep it here. Now if you want it, you got to come over to our side of the line or whatever the case may be. But I can see that's what it is. I just think I find it humorous how hypocritical it can be, but I feel like I don't think either side is really going to move. I mean, obviously not yet, anytime soon, but even when it comes down to towards the end, I feel it's just going to extend that out again another 3 years.
There's some games that just by the nature, just by their money making strategy, I forget what that has a name, but like it's
money making strategy. Let's go with that one.
Yeah, it's too good to try to mess up in any way. Like you really don't want to mess up with a revenue stream that is giving you, that is actually paying dividends, and that's the reason why you don't see a game like Minecraft, for example, being just solidified into the Microsoft camp and your kids want to play Minecraft, turns out, then just buy them an Xbox, because hey, you gotta convince parents, and the kids are, I don't know how many kids are still playing Minecraft. I think now it's Roblox, and I'm sure I at some point I feel like I'm gonna I'm gonna hear dealings with acquiring Roblox. Maybe that's even possible. I don't know. It's huge right now.
I know of it, but I don't know what it's about. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's its own thing. It's kind of crazy. But so there's some games that you just don't want to mess with the way things have been working. Like you don't want to mess the status quo, so you just leave it, as it is unless you start seeing some sort of like major shift, and depending on how it shifts, then you decide to if I don't know, if suddenly Call of Duty were to have some sort of like resurgence or something, and now maybe you don't have a way of legally removing, not bringing it to another platform because you already have contracts and whatnot, but you make sure that your version is the definitive version, the complete version of it. Fuck it, we have an exclusive character. We have Spider-Man on the Xbox version of Call of Duty. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Kind of like that was a silly example. You know where it was coming from, right? You remember. What was that game? Avengers with the Xbox, with the Sony's exclusive Spider-Man,
which did nothing, mind you.
But did nothing because that game was shit. Yeah, exactly. No, but but yeah, that's how you move. That's how you move a player base. You start giving them that. Oh yeah, you can still play. The core version, the standard version of. But if you're a true fan and you care about like all of these things, then this is the version. There are ways that they can still kind of make it exclusive without it being really an exclusive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that so that's a strategy they have. But right now, the way things are, like I don't see that shift happening because I don't think Call of Duty is like Call of Duty has reached its peak already. I feel like I don't see it's about maintaining that player base.
Yeah.
Not trying to make it grow because who else is gonna jump on it nowadays. I think they they pivoting that type of experience into like
The service.
most exactly
Yeah.
more open.
Mhm.
Those type of games. All right, right. So
Which,
also,
if they go that route, you know what I'm saying? Again, even less reason not to have it on another console. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
I think at some point Call of Duty is going to 100% convert into that service and probably be free because it doesn't need to, they don't need
Yeah.
to charge anything for it.
I
Or
mean, there
probably
is a
much
free
minimal.
version of it. There is a free. It's called
Correct.
Warfare. They can,
Warfare, exactly. Which
they can
is
play.
doing great. That thing's
Yeah,
constantly, it is. So it's like that's proof in the pudding already that maybe we don't
yeah.
need
That's why I'm
this,
thinking. That's why I'm thinking it might not be like first of all the major reason like the major reason Xbox decided to go for Activision Blizzard, it's not even the reasons we're thinking. It's not even that, they own Diablo now. They own fucking World of Warcraft. Oh shit, Call of Duty. Like, yeah, those are, those are games. Those are definitely powerful properties to have under your umbrella. But that's not the reason why they went for it, guys.
Yeah.
The reason why they went for Activision Blizzard is because of their mobile strategy. Is
Yeah.
the fucking mobile games. Is the thing that we loathe, that we hate the most. The fucking predatory, gotcha games and bullshit titles, that come out that Activision have I forgot to say if Kings of the like King might be from EA, like who.
Clash of Kings, Clash of Titans.
No, I'm talking about the
Oh.
publisher. But yeah, the clash of whatever's and the
Mhm.
farm bills and all it's those type of game. It's the money that comes out of that. They're not looking. I mean, the fact that they also own Call of Duty and also own the Blizzard current and future titles and whatever the hell is Activision has, which I think is that's it. I mean, fucking Ratchet. No, not Ratchet. What's it called? What was that title from that Activision title that was for Sony for Crash Bandicoot?
Crash Bandicoot. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right, yeah, the Xbox version of Crash Bandicoot. Like, okay, it's like that's not the reason. This is why I honestly think that sure, yes, you take a Call of Duty away from Sony, the earth will rumble, but it's not gonna tumble. It's not gonna tumble anybody. At the end of the day, Sony gave Microsoft a big fuck you when they bought Bungie, the creators of Halo, the quintessential title, the Xbox title that not even Microsoft themselves know how to handle. Sony
Honestly, yeah.
Bungie left Halo in the hands of Microsoft. Be like, okay, it's do whatever you want. This is our destiny now, and they left and whatever, and now. Fucking Sony owns them, so Bungie can do. I mean, Bungie's already doing fucking phenomenal with Destiny 2, according to the word out there, and I have no reason to not believe it. I heard nothing but great things, so much so that it just had me considering, like, should I be fucking playing Destiny 2? Should I be going back to it? But that's another thing. Tony owns this, and I'm sure that they will not be as, pardon the pun, gun shy about pulling the plug and saying, like, nope, this is now a Sony exclusive. Like, I can see them doing that.
I can see them trying to do that, but the issue there is this, and Bungie seems like an anomaly. And Bungie itself may be its own hot topic. But let me tell you, just the journey of Bungie, because they've done some stuff where I don't even know how they've got that, how they were able to do that. Maybe you do, but just quickly, just to think about it, I mean, they were owned by Microsoft. They were owned by Microsoft. The makers of Halo, owned, and they decided to go off on their own. Yeah. It's like, whoa, okay, that's power. I mean, imagine, for instance, Naughty Dog going, Tony, it's been real, but I think it's time for us to just. It's like, no, motherfucker, we own you. You're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You can go somewhere, but Naughty Dog stays here, And so, but no, Bungie actually went off and started the thing. And then they, of course, I guess also got, did they get acquired by Activision? I'm not even sure.
It was a
partnership. Too. Okay, yeah. So partnership. Yeah. So they have a partnership with them, and that falls through. And then
they had a contract for 10 years, and they didn't fulfill it.
Exactly. And still got out of that with the IP.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Activision here, who is litigious.
They fucking got played out. They got played out big time.
How the hell did they manage that? And then, of course, now they're getting acquired by Bungie. And of course, Sony. The first thing comes out is like, no, we are going to bring things to every, we're not making things exclusive. And it's just like, and they're acquired, but they stand to the side, not like in the family, but they're doing their own thing. It's like, who the hell is the main guy at Bungie? This must be the most intimidating person I've ever seen, where he or she just gets their way every time. Like, no, we're leaving Microsoft. We're out. No. This entire team, everyone here is leaving. And yes, we're the company. Yeah, no, we're gone. And then they go with Activision, and they go, all right, well, Activision, we're done. We can't mess with you anymore. But we're taking Bungie. We're taking Destiny with us. No, that wasn't a request.
We're breaking this.
We're actually taking Destiny with us. Yeah,
and you're gonna like it.
And yeah, you know what I'm saying. So there's a little bit of a thing where I'm like, I would agree normally, but when I look at Bungie's history, I just go, I don't know. These guys do whatever the fuck they want, regardless who owns them. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just me.
Sony can be persuasive also. I mean, Jim Ryan seems like a mean. I mean, then again, so the fucking.
Well, not only that, they paid.
Guy, I forgot his name now.
Yeah, they paid I know you're talking about. But they paid in order to get Bungie, they paid a lot more on top of that, just so they can, by acquiring Destiny. We also said we're also going to keep it because we don't want to lose anybody. Here's more money so you can pay them more. It's like, that's a massive deal, bro. I don't know. Destiny is not Destiny. Fucking Bungie they did that to keep a lot of the money that was given to Bungie to acquire them was also to keep their current talent so they don't lose anybody.
People don't jump ship. Exactly.
Exactly.
Nice bonuses, because you can decide to, oh no, we own you, and they'll be like, oh really? Oh okay, well,
exactly.
I mean, just look at Infinity War. Infinity War is not Infinity War.
It's not the same.
Infinity War it's gone. The talent is out. It's what's there is just the name. So, and I think Microsoft saw the writing on the wall. It was like, if we don't let them go, they're gonna go anyway. So
maybe
we might as well keep the thing that they have, the only thing that they have been doing, which is the only thing we're interested in anyway. And no, yeah, sure, it is.
I agree.
We'll keep the Halo, IP is ours, and you guys can leave and do your thing and do your Destiny little ball thing. You have fun. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, yeah. Good luck with that.
Um,
See if that
yeah,
goes
good.
anywhere.
Yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. Good luck with that. And then, I mean, they yes, Bungie itself. Um, Not to say that they haven't had blunders and errors, but for the most part, they have known how
No,
to
no.
handle themselves extremely
Yeah,
well.
it's just it's almost scary, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just, that's why I agree. Like Sony can at some point, it's okay. You're gonna take whatever. We're gonna take this and okay. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Bungie has this weird ability. You know what I mean? To just say, no, motherfucker, that wasn't part of the deal. You know what I mean? And so, but anyway, but I know what you mean. I see what you're saying. But anyway, well, any final thoughts, sir, on this little tug of war between these $1 billion babies?
I think I think right now it's believe it or not, this might seem like it is big. I'm not in any way putting it down. You know what it is?
Just the fact
This
that
is
Jim
this
Ryan
is
is out there saying this is why I'm like, ooh, this is big. You
this
know
is
what I
a
mean?
this is almost mutually assured destruction, except that it's only in their heads because it's not gonna destroy anything, but it could really hurt.
Mhm.
Like right now, Sony has or Microsoft has, their missiles pointed at Sony with the threat of well, we can make it exclusive, we can pull it anytime, whatever, and Sony has the same with Bungie and whatever thing, and somebody say, oh, you're fucking overestimated Bungie. It's like, no, motherfucker, Bungie is it's huge, and
Mhm.
and the Destiny franchise
And
is
thriving.
huge. Yeah, and it's thriving. It might not be making Call of Duty money, but it's still a very strong. It'll be a very strong loss to not have the good version of it on the
Hmm.
platform. So I don't think anybody's gonna like fully retweet it. That'll be dumb.
I agree.
But
It's just again, it's leaving money on the table. It's like, why
yeah,
would you do
exactly,
that?
exactly.
Yeah.
But you can still own it. Let lease it uh to your opponent, and but still make sure that people know that, okay, but if you want to play the proper version, you play the Sony version of Destiny or
Yeah.
the Microsoft version of whatever.
Of Call of
um
Duty. Yeah.
it is interest yeah, it is interesting. um more uh more uh more acquisitions. We're gonna call them acquirements, and like that's a word. More acquisitions are in order, and I mean, if you're seeing the movement, the weird movements that you see Sony making from, we're gonna put 20% or yeah, close to or whatever 17%, 15%. Oh, from soft, it's hey,
Hmm.
there's an interest there, and that movement itself just positions them a little better, like kind of like sweeten the deal for any weird movement. So
True. True.
shots
Plus, like I
fired.
said, I mean, I'm speaking for the minority here in the camp of in a PlayStation ecosystem. But to me, take Call of Duty. I don't give a shit. I'm playing that shit anyway. It's like I ain't losing jack. you know,
You're
invest
not
more
losing
from.
any
Yes, please do that. you know, invest more in front software. Yes, 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 please.
uh
Bloodborne 2. Yes, please make that happen. I don't know how. Just make it happen.
actually, I don't want Bloodborne 2. I want
I want them
Bloodborne
to.
1
I mean, yeah, that's true
remastered,
too. Yeah, yeah.
redone, and then I will allow it.
Then if you do that right, maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
maybe I will
Until
be okay
then,
with
I'm
it.
not playing Bloodborne because then I'll get
I
lost.
do, man. I have it now, man, and I'm just like, I want to download and when this guy was
I
playing
forgot that I
Chaos.
owned it. I forgot that I'm looking at it right now. I was like, oh shit, I own Bloodborne.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
I'm not surprised. I mean, because I got it, believe it or not, and this is before I started playing the first Dark Souls again. So I just
yeah.
got it because it was on a sale, and it's good. But look at it now. Try playing it now on a PlayStation 5. There's no reason. There's no reason. Fix this shit.
No
There's no
reason.
reason.
No reason.
But
There
anyway,
is. Speaking of no
late.
reason,
Oh,
no, House is gonna close with Uncharted Collections coming to PC next month.
there's another one.
October.
That's about as desired as Last of Us Part One. Oh,
Oh, hey, I
oh,
do. I do want the PC version of it. I'll pay $30 for
bro, but
it.
you played it. This is what I'm
Oh.
saying. You're gonna pay $30 for it, and then you just go, this is how I remember it in my head. That's exactly what you're gonna do. It's just like it's been so long. This in my head,
Uh,
this is what it looked like. You know what
I
I
never
mean?
played the DLC, so DLC for $30, you think?
I
Huh?
considering originally was only 15, and that's also about 10 years old.
Hey,
Sure,
but it's a remaster now. Because I mean, just
it's
look
not
at Ellie.
remaster,
She's
sir. It's
completely
remake.
it's a remake. She's
Yeah.
completely unrecognizable. It's like, who is this girl? They're like,
She
this is
looks
not
like
Ellie.
she looks like I mean she looks more like Ellie from Last of Us 2, which I get, but at the same time it's like she also looks older, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
okay, all
yeah,
right, it's like, okay, that's all right, whatever.
yeah, whatever.
But anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of another awesome episode of Gigi's the Mouthful Podcast, the real episode 329. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please go to goodgame.rocks, join the Facebook group there. Of course, also please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mad Dog signing off this week, saying Cowabunga, mofos. Mr. David Santos, take us home.
Um, the queen is dead, bro.
I
Long
know.
live the queen.
I know. It was, we were, where were we? I don't know. We were at the hospital yesterday, and yeah, we saw that. I was like, oh man, wasn't a good thing to hear while we were at, but still, it's just like, oh, that kind of bites. But
That was a long and fruitful year, and yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Yeah,
yeah, it is. If you haven't
she was
already,
older.
there is a show on Netflix called The Crown, which I do recommend, and it's
Oh,
her story. It's a series, so it's not
oh,
a. It's just it's around. I think I'm up to season. There's 4 seasons. I'm up to season 3.
oh.
But it's really cool because it goes through the years. So like season 1 and 2 is the younger her, so it's one actress. Season 3, it leaps in time, so it's a different actress. And to
Mm.
the point where you get to what she looks like now, and I think at some point you get Princess Diana, who didn't even exist when she was younger and stuff like that. So it's really good.
Just
But yeah, man, rest in peace,
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth. All right, guys. With that, we'll see you next week. GG!
GG!